I think it's important to build with Ledger because Ledger's got a huge market share when it comes to the hardware wallets out there.
During these days, we expect to clarify some of the requirements for some apps we are currently building.
This collaboration between Ledger and the OneInch helps to onboard people into Web3.
This is the second time we have opened our door to developers. Welcome to Liaison!
The purpose of the Ledger Developer Experience Days is really to help projects fast-track their integration.
Sometimes it's much faster to solve things that are unclear in real life.
When you meet people in person, it's always improved the communication forever.
There's so many fun people, so much cool stuff to talk about, cool things everywhere you look.
Current revenue-generating methods don't allow publishers and businesses to offer an enjoyable, ad-free browsing experience. We need a new solution that brings everything together to benefit businesses and users alike. That's why we made Gather. Gather is a blockchain-based network that improves the online experience for users, generates additional revenue for publishers, reduces cloud computing costs for enterprises, and makes running a proof-of-work blockchain easier. Instead of spamming users with ads to generate revenue, Gather runs in the background of your site, and with each user's consent, aggregates their idle processing power. Then it distributes said power to enterprises for cloud computing and to developers for cryptocurrency mining. Publishers receive payment in cryptocurrency or fiat, users get to enjoy an ad-free browsing experience, and developers deploy their secure blockchains without the need to find new miners. Ultimately, it's a virtuous cycle that radically changes digital monetization and revenue generation to provide a superior experience for the end user. Join Gather today to be a part of the future.
Imagine a world, a new order, where a virtual civilization is completely decentralized. With the increasing use of peer-to-peer and secure networks, blockchain is becoming the backbone of Web 3.0. That world is now a reality. Tron DAO, A digital space that is independent, self-governed, equal, and cooperative. The Tron network completed full decentralization in December 2021 and is now a purely community-governed DAO. Since Tron became a DAO, the mission has been to create a digital space where everybody has a say. The decentralized web is all about putting the power in the hands of the people. The Tron DAO ecosystem wins at high speed, large scalability, and low cost. As of April 2022, it has industry-leading performance with over 85 million users on the blockchain, more than 3 billion transactions, and over 8 billion in total value locked. The Tron network hosts the largest circulating supply of USD Tether stablecoin across the globe. The moment we've been waiting for is finally here. Tron DAO, decentralize the web.
So I'm happy to welcome all at Synopsis. This is Synopsis Edition 6, the International Web3 Summit devoted to all things digital economy and Web3. We are streaming this summit live at 3 p.m. UTC on November 2nd and 3rd, 2023. I'm Alexander Skurik, Chief Marketing Officer at Web3 game bluelight.inc. I'm so excited to meet you all these 2 days. I'm the summit host. So first of all, let me introduce Synopsis. Synopsis is the event-focused division of the international social media and marketing agency Calibri. This is the 6th time Calibri holds this online summit devoted to Web3. At Synopsis 6, we offer you full immersion in the digital economy and cover the following topics: artificial intelligence, blockchain innovations, crypto exchanges, DeFi, GameFi, mining, NFTs, regulations, trading and analysis, and Web3. Let me introduce the sponsors of Synopsis 6. Bitcoin.com is the leading cryptocurrency wallet, news, and education platform. Veracity is the advertising technology stack based on open ledger principles and the first patented AdTech protocol on the blockchain that prevents online ad fraud. Biconomy is a Canadian digital asset exchange trusted by millions of users across over 100 countries. Solve.care is a global healthcare blockchain platform for care coordination, administration, and payments. Gazer Network is a Web3 content monetization tool for websites and apps, bringing the ad-free internet. Millionaire is the simplest crypto exchange to buy and sell cryptocurrencies and the most reliable crypto exchange for beginners. Synopsis 6 gives a shout out to Moongate, the blockchain ticketing solution provider of our summit that made it possible for you to buy tickets to Synopsis on the Avalanche blockchain. We would like to thank the Theta network ecosystem and their Theta Drop platform, where Synopsis means exclusive NFTs. Partners of Synopsis 6 are the digital property rights developer and publisher Animoca Brands, the decentralized internet builder Tron, the self-custody solution provider Ledger, the top crypto derivatives and largest copy trading platform BitGet, a people's choice exchange, crypto exchange KuCoin, the on-chain fund platform Solve Protocol, the secure, private, sustainable, and affordable distributed cloud object storage, the first and largest Web3 decentralized computing network by individuals, Lux, the most scalable blockchain ever scaled, and the world's leading emerging technologies company, Bitfury. We appreciate the efforts of our special media partners who help Synopsis get noticed by the global audience. They are Being Crypto, Cointelegraph, news.bitcoin.com, PA News, U.Today, and Zex PR Wire. Now let's get the summit started. The summit is opened by Mete Ali Başkaya, head of blockchain and crypto at Nerve IT, a platform enriched with crypto and NFT where you can participate in tournaments, education, and events within esports. Please welcome Mete. Mete is going to cover crypto regulations.
Dear esteemed guests and colleagues, I'm extremely happy to be here as a speaker in Synopsis event. I'm Mete Ali Başkaya, a crypto and blockchain expert with nearly a decade of experience. Today, I will be discussing the evolution of crypto regulations from their embryonic stages to complex frameworks we see today. And I will talk about the future, and as it is in a dynamic field, we can have a thinking about the future of crypto regulations. As a trader and a lecturer, consultant and a writer, I'm deeply committed to the crypto and blockchain ecosystem. I believe that the transformative potential of this technology can only fully realized through the informed dialogue, ethical practices, and sensible regulations. I'm confident that our discussion today will be informative and very, very productive. I look forward to sharing my insights on this important topic. I'm here today to talk about the world's crypto regulations, both past, present, and the future. Cryptocurrencies have been around for over a decade, but they have only recently started gaining widespread attention. As a result, governments around the world are still scrambling to figure out how to regulate them. When Bitcoin first emerged over a decade ago, the crypto space was truly Wild West that little not to go oversight from the governments. But as the industry grew exponentially, the regulators began taking notice on it. One of the earliest regulatory moves came from Finland in 2015, which issued guidelines classifying both Bitcoin as a commodity rather than a currency. This helped to provide some clarity around the taxes without overburdening and flooding the sector. In 2017, we saw many other jurisdictions issue that initial responses. Japan was a notable early leader and legally recognizing Bitcoin as a method of payment. Commercially, China took a very spectacle stance and banned ICOs and crypto exchanging, ceding investor protection concerns. As the crypto mania at 2017 and 18, Bitcoin saw the ATH on that year like 20K. Regulators realized more sustainable action was needed through cryptocurrencies and also with blockchain. Many agencies wish to strike a balance nurturing innovation while mitigating the risk to consumers and financial systems. This led away regulations through 2019 that aim to provide more structure. Key milestones included US with CAC, clarifying that most of the ICO tokens were securities. And also FCA in United Kingdom, establishing itself as the crypto industry regulator. This is the most important milestone that has been realized in the world in 2019. Meanwhile, European Union took a step to harmonize the regulation across border initiatives like 5AMLD, focused on crypto exchanges and also wallet providers. Overall, if we can look at the global patchwork of frameworks that formed our sea about KYC and AML, and also the market conducting rules. Actually, when we come to today, when we fast forwarding to today's, we see most developed nations have put in a place comprehensive crypto regulations, and the governments always talking about the regulations that can be held by the governmental thing, while others still figuring out, but there are still inconsistencies across borders and hamper the cross-border nature of the industry. Looking ahead, international coordination of rules will be more important. Groups like the FATF will play a key role promoting anti-money laundering, that I have shortened it as AML in global way. Meanwhile, the individual jurisdictions are expected to refine existing framework, actually from the industry, from the exchanges and also token providers. Overall, while regulations add friction and they also help bring legitimacy and long-term sustainability to the sector, as the sector advances to so long to regulatory development in the faster phase. The current state of the crypto regulations is what I say to you is a patchwork of different approaches. Some countries have taken more hands-off approach, while others have been more aggressive, actually. For example, I would like to give an example that I want you to understand so easily, because we are always facing this kind of things on the crypto magazines, and also we are taking always this attention from some of the global newses. For example, United States has taken a relatively hands-off approach. The CAC has said that it will be regulated case by cases in every token and every exchange rate. You know, some of the exchanges has also judged by CAC for including laundering money. Okay, but they want to pretend the anti-money laundering thing. Okay, then other countries like Japan and Korea, especially South Korea, not North Korea actually, have taken a more aggressive approach. These countries have licensed cryptocurrency and also exchanges in the larger meantime. Okay, we have talked about the past and also the now times. Okay, after all these, I would like to talk about the challenges that regulators can leave, also the token providers can leave, also exchange may leave in these times, also in the future. One of the biggest challenges in regulating cryptocurrencies is especially their global nature. Since cryptocurrencies have no physical borders, actually it's challenging for governments to impose their laws, because it was all decentralized that we know the cryptocurrencies. One more major difficulty is the fast pace of innovation to the crypto industry. Technologies are constantly evolving, and also business models are evolving too. This is the hardest part actually to get regulated for the crypto exchanges and also the token providers. Cross-border transactions are also posed in jurisdictional issues. Many exchanges operate in multi-regions, and this is because of coordination between the regions, also in continents, is really hard to be regulated, because you know every country or every region has their own rules and regulations, actually, we can say. And there is an ongoing debate on how crypto assets will be classified. As currencies, commodities, securities, and ordained own asset class, regulators grapple with inconsistent classifications. But the most important thing in those regulatory things is the education. People has really big education barriers for both regulators to fully understand the technical details, as well as to make industry players and the public aware of the new rules. Enforcements can be a challenge due to the pseudonymous nature of crypto networks. Tracking the funds and identities require extensive diligence, which tax agencies and law enforcement also still have the development on it. Okay, we have told the challenges and also past and the now times. Let's talk about the futures for the standardization of cryptocurrencies in very near future or in the far future. As we navigate complex and ever-changing landscapes of cryptocurrencies, one question looms very large. How can we achieve the global standardization of cryptocurrencies in regulation way? This is a critical issue, and especially given the borderless nature of their digital asset, it's really hard to be implemented these kind of regulations. First and foremost, let's talk about the Financial Action Task Force. It's shortened as FATF, okay? This intergovernmental body has been at the forefront of the setting international standards for to make fight with the money laundering and terrorist financing. The FATF has issued guidelines that have been widely adopted, aiming to bring information in how countries regulate and monitor crypto transactions. Their travel rule, for instance, mandates that virtual assets, service providers share the transaction data, and a significant step forward global standardization. The affairs of International Organization of the Standardization, it's ISO, you know, it was a standardization, it was read as ISO, or another initiative worth mentioning. They have dedicated committee ISO/TC 307, focused on standardizing blockchain and distributed ledger technologies, which, while not directly regulatory, but they want to have some kind of standardization through the cryptocurrencies and also blockchain. But most important step for this regulation side is MiCA, which was made by European Union. This aimed to regulate the cryptocurrencies, and also they want to regulate the cryptocurrencies, ICOs, tokens, and also the blockchain side with the member of European Community countries. And while regulation is scope, such initiatives often have a border impact and also influencing how other jurisdictions approach the regulation. Additionally, there are industry-felt efforts like global digital finance, and which aims to create a global code of conduct of crypto assets. These self-organized initiatives are crucial because they come from within the industry and also often more attuned to its unique challenges and opportunities. As you know, there are lots of regulatory workload of G20 countries. They have also met in very new past, and also they have some regulatory rules speech on the G20 meeting. And what is the conclusion is these discussions often set to a tone of regulatory approach and can be instrumentally in pushing global standards. And as you know, the countries and the regions has their own cryptocurrency regulatory rules, and it could be implemented to countries by countries. But as we know, European Union community has their own rules and going very in a hard steps. As we know, Switzerland and Estonia has their own rules for regulatory side, and also Japan and South Korea has their own rules. Nowadays, United States also working on this kind of regulation thing. Actually, in conclusion, while we are sitting, we are in the still some way for achieving complete global standardization in crypto regulations. Multiple initiatives are underway, both at the governmental and industry levels. These efforts represent a collective acknowledgement of the need for a harmonized regulatory landscape that can foster innovation while ensuring security and compliance. Dear ladies and gentlemen, as we stand as the pivotal conjuncture in the evolution of financial systems, it's clear that the world of cryptocurrencies and digital assets is not fleeting trend, but a transformative force. From the early days of regulatory uncertainty, the current patchwork of global guidelines are looking ahead, a promise more standardization and frameworks, and as a journey has been nothing to be short of remarkable. Today, we have discussed the complexities and challenges from the rise of decentralized finance to the advent of central bank digital currencies, each bringing its own set of regulatory implications. We have also explored the various initiatives on the way to bring about global standardization, a critical step to maturing of this industry. At last, as the policymakers, industry leaders, and engaging citizens, we have collective responsibility to shape the emerging landscape. The choices we make today will not only affect the future of cryptocurrencies, but also define the financial freedom, securities of generations to come. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward. I look forward to meet again in any Synopsis event in very near future. Thank you.
Thanks, Mete. We all hope for clearer regulations in the industry. The US SEC has been a nightmare even for legitimate projects, disregarding of the registration place being outside of USA. This really has to change. Now let's meet our next speaker, Vadim Krutov, is the Chief Operation Officer of Bitfury Group, the world's leading emerging technologies company. We will talk about the potential of Web 3.0. Vadim, you are on.
Hi, everybody. This is Vadim Krutov. I am Bitfury Chief Operating Officer, and thanks for having me here today at the Synopsis event. Very glad to present and share our insights. So let me share the screen. I hope it works. All right. So what I like about crypto community is the thing that we are different. We may be sitting in different parts of the world. We may be doing different things. We may have different color of our skin, but we are all working and dreaming together. And we use the power of technologies do good. And this is really a remarkable thing about crypto and blockchain community. The sad thing, though, is that the world is different, and in the world, we may see more and more often that technologies are used to do terrible things. For instance, AI with its superpower is increasingly often used to produce fakes and manipulate our minds. And biotechnologies, they are used to produce deadly viruses or biological weapon, and as well as powerful computers. They are increasingly used for mass censorship. And autonomous vehicles, we all saw increasing number of use of autonomous vehicles for killing rather than for doing wonderful stuff and allowing people to do creative works. So everything, all this improper use of technologies creates hate, creates fear, and leads to global inequality. So this is just an illustration to show you what it costs for children in Congo to mine cobalt, which is used to produce batteries for electric vehicles. So it's just terrible to see, and they absolutely don't deserve it. And ultimately, all these things, they lead to wars and other terrible events. When our founder and CEO had a chance to meet with United Nations General Secretary, he asked this question, like, what's wrong with this world? And the answer was that everything what we see, all the terrible things, they are happening because of human greed, or to put things broader, because of low global ethics. And this is one of the fundamental things that are happening, that technologies, as we all know, they are rapidly growing, and this growth is accelerating, while ethical development is obviously lagging behind, and the gap increases. So we just cannot tackle with these superpower of technologies with our current relatively low state of ethical development. But this is only part of the story. So the second part of the story is that global is governed in a centralized or mostly centralized manner. And superpower belongs to governments and corporations. And sad thing is that their agenda differs from ours agenda. And here you see a citation from a CEO of Global Arms and Defense Corporation, who advocates for war, actually, saying very sad things, that the wars are happening and we will produce weapons. So it's obviously not our motivation. We are not, or we were not born to kill each other. And we like to co-create, we like to cooperate, and we like to do wonderful things together, but killing each other is obviously not a wonderful thing, at least for majority of society, till we get brainwashed. And we feel that it's wrong. We absolutely feel that it's wrong. Maybe we do not always realize it's wrong, but we feel it. And there is global trust of decreasing, there is global trend of decreasing trust to governments and media and businesses. Not more than half people globally, just think of it, globally trust governments and trust media. So to summarize, this is how we see the simplified formula that represents the root cause of global challenges. So increasing power of technologies multiplied by lagging ethical development of society, and vulnerable nature of centralized systems, because those who are in the heart of those centralized systems, they are also human beings, and they are subject for greed and ethical values. And the fact that they centralized power in their hands, it's actually the last drop in creating these all these terrible things that we see in the world. So what we can do about it? Unlikely we can turn back progress and back to the Stone Age, and unlikely we can increase our ethics overnight, but probably we can do something with centralized role of governments and the way how the world is governed. And this is what you see represent on the slide. You see the representation of global thinking evolution, and great minds like Machiavelli, Hobbes, Kant, Nietzsche, they all thought about the role of government and how to make the world better. Interesting thing is that over time, this thinking evolved from the concept of super centralized power and having mandates for everything, including morality, social morality, to more decentralized concepts where individual rights have more and more power. And for instance, Nietzsche advocated against use of morality for manipulations. And ultimately, Karl Marx, he advocated for self-governed society and disappearance of the state. So interesting thinking, but if you look around, we are not quite there. And the question is why? So the answer is more or less obvious. And the answer is that neither system and neither centralized system is interested or motivated to self-disrupt, to ruin itself and to offer some other concept. Every centralized system does it best to prolongate its lifetime and to keep working and living and managing and to keep staying in power. And we were lucky enough, all of you and I was lucky enough to witness the emergence of absolutely different concept of how the world may be governed. And this concept was invented and offered by mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto. So what he effectively offered is the way how to make the system, specifically financial system, global financial system, self-governed and independent of whatever centralized power. So all the decisions, they are taken in a spirit of cooperation, or as it is called, consensus. And this concept was later transformed into being a Web3 concept. And the idea was to apply these groundbreaking ideas to the government concept as such, to the way how firms are governed and potentially to the way how states are governed. And what is absolutely wonderful thing about it is that technologies, they proven to have disruptive potential, and they disrupted industries, they disrupted entire economies, they changed the world completely. And right now we have a chance to apply Web 3.0 concept to disrupt how the world is governed and to try to completely flip this system. So let's imagine, let's dream together how self-governed world may be looking like. So first of all, and I am a huge believer in the concept of education. So instead of doing these terrible things, as you see in the left top part of the slide, children, they may have access to education. And just imagine if all the knowledges and all the firms who create this knowledge, they store their knowledge on Web3 decentralized network in different forms. It would make it possible for children all over the world to get access, equal access to knowledge, to the most wonderful and interesting and actual ideas. and they will not have to suffer. And in the world of hyper-automation, of hyper-robotization, all this dirty work, it needs to be done by robots. This is what robots and autonomous vehicles have to use for, not to kill us and not to do other terrible things against humanity, but to help humanity, while human beings can learn and can acquire digital skills, creative skills. And second thing is the collaboration medium. Right now we see that the social networks, they used to separate us, although initially they were invented to join us together, but right now they used to manipulate our mind, to separate us, to create hate. And if we imagine that there is Web 3.0 network that is censored in a decentralized manner, that is censored by consensus, and no one can have access to manipulate our mind and prohibit second opinion or third opinion. So it will be much better world with boundless opportunities and healthy social interaction. As a result, again, in a world of hyper-automation and robotization, knowledge workers will have the leading role, and creators will have the leading role. And by use these wonderful power of cooperation tools and collaboration tools, such as Web 3.0 network, they can work everywhere. They can be everywhere, and they can work everywhere in a digital supersphere, I would say, and creating digital products. And underneath these wonderful applications, there should be three fundamental things, such as global ID, that should serve as our identifier, global distributed data network, and this is what is missing right now. Maybe with things like Filecoin or other similar networks, we may see emergence of such a media storage concepts, but we are not quite there yet. And global distributed settlement network that would allow to transact all these individuals regardless of where they are located, and it's in place, it's Bitcoin. And interesting question is, if we as humanity are able to self-organize, self-manage, to earn money and to do other things in these digital supersphere, what the governments will do and how their role would change. And we think that actually their role will transform to being global utility providers. So they will take care of our security, they will take care of ecology, they will take care of basic things like medical help on the ground and other stuff. And they will not intervene, or they will not try to censor our thinking. They will not try to manipulate our minds, and they will focus on things that they can do, and they are allowed to do it. And actually, interesting thing is that if we are all going to be working in a digital supersphere, we will be free to choose where we live. And governments, they will compete for our residency. They will be interested in attracting interesting people so that they can meet, they can have a walk together, enjoy a wonderful environment. And again, governments will compete for residency, for physical residency of citizens of the 22nd society. And this is the way how Web 3.0 can completely transform the world in theory, and switching it from terrible things like power abuse, manipulation, hate, fear, wars, to much better things which we are all about. Is I'm talking about friendship, love, unity, equal opportunities, and ultimately peace and happy life. And we at Bitfury, we do a lot of things. So we do artificial intelligence, we do mining, we do blockchain analytics, breakthrough cooling technologies. So we do a lot of stuff. We're diversified technologically, but when we invest into businesses, when we develop businesses, we always keep in mind the concept of doing good. So we do our best to apply technologies to do good things. And this is in our spirit, this is in our DNA. And this is what I would encourage every one of you to do. This is how we can we can make the world better. And if you just imagine that every one of you will explain to your parents, will explain to your friends, will explain to your grandmas and grandpas the concept of Web 3.0 in a simple words and how it can transform the world. The technologies are not always evil. Technologies can be used for good, and everyone who you told about it will do the same and the same and the same again. So we can have a global reach of 8 billion people just in 33 days. So good ideas can spread fast, and I would encourage every one of you to contribute into it. And I'd like to conclude my presentation with this ambitious summary, like Web 3.0 can really help to make the world better and can make the renaissance of humanity a reality for all of us. And just one final statement, I'd like you to understand what you are actually doing. So when you work in Web 3.0, whether mindful or not, but you are contributing into bringing this concept to reality. So I wish you great success. I wish you great luck. Keep working in Web 3.0. Keep contributing to making the world better. So good luck to you. Thanks for listening.
I think it's important to build with Ledger because Ledger's got a huge market share when it comes to the hardware wallets out there.
During these days, we expect to clarify some of the requirements for some apps we are currently building.
This collaboration between Ledger and the 1inch helps to onboard people into Web3.
This is the second time we have opened our door to developers. Welcome to Jayden.
The purpose of the Ledger Developer Experience Days is really to help projects fast-track their integration.
Sometimes it's much faster to solve things that are unclear in real life.
When you meet people in person, it's always improved the communication forever.
There's so many fun people, so much cool stuff to talk about, cool things everywhere you look.
Thank you, Vadim. That was a cool speech. Web3 can and will make our world a better place. I just hope it happens sooner than later. We are moving on to our next speaker, Dmitriy Sheludko, CEO of the Canadian cryptocurrency exchange platform Bikonomy.com. Dmitriy will tell us about the prospects of cryptocurrency. Welcome, Dmitriy.
Okay, hello everyone. Glad to see you guys today. I'm really glad to participate again in Synopsis Online Summit. Thank you for introducing me, and thank you, of course, for inviting me for such a great event. We are glad to be your great partners, and we are always happy to join your events and attract more attention from crypto community worldwide to crypto topics and some maybe problems. So today I want especially because you all can see where current market is not really perfect, and the situation also can be even better. So I want to tell today about very interesting for many people things and special topic about like cryptocurrencies. What's next? So I want to tell what will be next on this market. I want to share my opinion regarding current situation and some prospects for the future. So firstly, of course, let me introduce myself really shortly. So my name is Dmitriy Sheludko, and I am the CEO of Bikonomy.com cryptocurrency exchange. We was founded in Canada. Shortly about myself, I used to be a stock market trader, and I came to crypto space since 2014 and came from stock market. I used to be a trader on New York Stock Exchange and fund manager. And I have experience in working as a business development and partnership department. And we used to achieve many global partnerships with very strong and big companies like IBM, Lenovo, Amazon Web Services, Cloud, and others. And I hold economic and psychological degrees from Yale University. So thank you again for joining me today. And let me also share a short introduction about our exchange and small intro. So we were founded since 2019 in Canada. So this year we are celebrating 4 years of our company. Next one will be an anniversary year, will be 5 years. So we have US license, we have MSB licenses for United States and Canadian market. And right now we also in process of application for European licenses and United Arab Emirates licenses. And also we applied for Australian crypto license. So regarding this, I can tell what we are trying to be licensed enough to operate globally and be legit in any country of the world. This is actually right now very hot topic, and crypto regulations never stop, and sometimes it goes to positive and sometimes to negative way. So anyway, we are legit and working with crypto licenses worldwide. And of course, the major point, but we are top 20 exchange by coin market cap ranking, and also we are top 20, top 30 by CoinGecko rates. And I also want to tell what we are among top 10 exchanges by the trading volume and liquidity numbers. So we are leading the exchange, and we always working about improvements about our products and services we're providing for our global users. By the way, right now we have more than 500,000 registered users across the globe, and we are working about getting more and providing best services. Okay, so shortly, let me show our ecosystem. So we have more than 15 products right now, all of them very interesting, very innovative. We're not just making simple products, we are getting best experience from our competitors and top leading exchanges across the world. And we are implementing best solutions to provide best services for our users. For example, the last product we just making right now is a economic Kickstarter, and we want to provide interesting solutions and provide opportunity for the people not just hold crypto on exchange, but get some bonuses from it and get benefits and good amounts from the staking of the tokens on our exchange. Okay, so let's move forward to the topic I want to tell you today. So personally, for me, it's a very interesting question, and all of the industry leaders right now and all participants of the crypto market pretty kind of, some of them is confused, some of us is interested what will be next, and every day we are thinking about this question, what will be next, and what opportunities and what future cryptocurrency market will have. So let me first go to current market situation with exchanges and projects, and what we can see exactly right now, what's happening and what actually can be next. So what do we see now, and what's really going on? This is good questions, and since I'm a representative of crypto exchange, I also can give you a little detail on the situation on the exchange market, and even some insights what's happening, you know, in our exchange market and what's happening with crypto exchanges right now, because all connected, and all things around cryptocurrency market related to crypto exchanges or crypto projects also related very hard with each other. So these relations and correlation also can be shown, and I will explain about it also. So this stagnant, as we see now, this stagnant market affects not only crypto projects, but also has a significantly negative impact on cryptocurrency exchanges, even the top ones. So also since I'm a representative of crypto exchange, I will give a little details and the exact impact on crypto exchanges. So simple, the whole market is interconnected. So crypto exchanges depend on projects on the market, just as the projects depend on crypto exchanges. So, and since the market now in long-term stagnation, there are few new crypto projects, there are only few truly high-quality projects on the market, and a very large mass of a project will simply close during current situation. And all these factors give rise to problems, and we see what many crypto exchanges are now in a big savings mode, by saving by budgets, or many operating at a loss, and some are even suspend operations. So this is regarding crypto exchanges, and there are many nuances here, of course. So effectiveness of the management of crypto exchanges and the burn rate of current budgets and crypto exchanges, it all has a significant relation, and it affects a lot the numbers of each exchange. But the fact remains that the most exchanges spend money not effectively, and as a result, many now have turned to funds for additional infusions and investments. So this is interesting situation, and it shows what the whole market in trouble, and we can see what even the top ones have huge problems. And we are talking about exchanges. It's actually highly organized companies what were created to make a profit and conduct professional business. So and let's think about what happens to cryptocurrency projects when. So if you go deep into project space and all the new projects what exist on cryptocurrency market, everything actually is clear and transparent with the projects. We don't have and we don't earn money, and many people still come to market as enthusiasts, or we wanting to deceive people, but not as a businessman with a business approach. So we come in just like, let's say, to play with crypto, or sometimes, yeah, it's bad experience, but many projects we start especially to scam people. So this is bad, of course, for the whole industry and the reputation of cryptocurrency market and industry. But this is classic, and we can find out same examples in all economic industries. So actually, it's okay. And I can say what these mistakes have been going on since the very beginning of the cryptocurrency market, and they are not changing. So these are most painful and big points of crypto, and it's obvious what the entire market needs to work very hard on them for the situation to change radically. So what actually this market need? Of course, to change the situation, to have new things going around where crypto projects. First of all, we need new business models. I think these words can be something new or not understandable for many founders. Yeah, this is funny, but it can be true for many of them, because as I said already, many people just come into the crypto space as enthusiasts, and they totally don't understand the crypto market itself. This is one point. And second point, we really don't have a business-oriented mind. We don't have idea what business plan we have and how we exactly will make money on cryptocurrency market. This is very important and huge question. This is very important question for any business in any industry. And what can I see in crypto space, especially people just come in for fun, just to make something, to try, and we don't think about success and profitability of their enterprises. So if we go in closer to this question about new business models for the cryptocurrency market to change in a positive direction, first of all new projects and existing ones must have a strong and sustainable business model. What means what, as you can see, and I mentioned, this is not problem only for new projects. Many existing coins, many existing projects, many founders, they even don't care and don't understand how they will survive and how they will make money, not even on this market, but for the whole project life itself. And it can be any project, even from top 100 from CoinMarketCap. And this is very strange for my point of view, and I think many investors also disappointed because of this. So the times when you could live on enthusiasm alone are long gone, of course. It was gone already in 2017. So the cryptocurrency market, like any other economic sector, is evolving and transforming towards purely business-to-business relationships. So where classic economic scheme, goods or services and customers willing to pay for it. So each project on a crypto market must understand, and at the beginning must to have some goods and services what will be popular for the people, and people will like to use it, and they will pay for it. They will ready to pay for it. So this is a huge question. This is but this model existing for thousands of years, and as a part of a business, as a part of a commerce, and crypto space must play by the same rules as a business place if crypto industry want to survive. So in the case of cryptocurrency sphere, since this is the some of direction of IT technologies and IT development, of electronic technologies. The very first model, what can be, of course, is a subscription services for goods or services from crypto projects. This is the standard and classic business model for IT companies from crypto, from any space across the globe. And this is most common thing, and this is what project can start with or think about. So also projects from the cryptocurrency sector need to answer and solve the main question of their business. Why the world and users need you? Why the world and users need your products? And why the world and users need your services? This is a huge question, and you need to ask yourself, ask your team, and ask the market how to solve it and how to get answer on this question. So after all, the time has come for very strong application cases, and the question is, who will use the products and services of crypto projects every day? And is there a demand for this? So now this is, in my opinion, the most important question, what every founder and every project need to ask themselves. And the sphere of cryptocurrencies should be the pervasive and the lives of ordinary people, like any IT technologies. For example, this is very nice and a huge example for whole crypto. The emergence of artificial intelligence and, for example, as ChatGPT company is now changing the entire industries and the labor market in many areas. And new technologies introduced by artificial intelligence are now helping businesses around the world from completely different industries save money and make money. And cryptocurrency should have this influence also. And the blockchain and cryptocurrency technology itself allows for much wider development and application. I really I understand it. I deeply understand how things going on, and I'm sure, really sure, and 100% accept this. What technologies not developed well, and blockchain and crypto itself can show more, and can offer more for the world. Okay, so don't forget what about all the natural processes of evolution of a cryptocurrency market and projects, what are happening now. Even it's stagnation right now, even the market not good and not bullish, evolution goes well, evolution always going on, and these small changes affect to the whole industry. So the current situation of stagnation in the market allows us to transform into something bigger and more competitive compared to other industries. So any weakness gives birth to subsequent strength, and therefore the cryptocurrency market is currently cleared of weak players, and only strong ones will remain. And strong players, projects or exchanges in turn will be drivers, and they will take the industry to a new level. And actually new business models and current weakness will help a lot. We just need, as a participants of this market, as a representatives and leaders of this market, we of course need to go deeper. We need to build more. We need to create more innovative products to make a situation change. And of course, I want to mention about prospects, because if you take a sober look at the current market and assume what where prospects may be in the market, remains as a stagnant. So when even more projects will close and leave the market if the current situation on the market and stagnation will continue, for example, for a few years. Because some projects and leave the market because they simply will have nothing to exist and work. They do not earn any money. So this is total simple, but even founders of the projects, they still don't understand it, and they pray for the bullish market. And I don't know what we're waiting for. They don't want just to change business model and understand what we need to change and what direction we need to move. So we're doing same things, don't take away lessons, and finally we will be bankrupt. And only a small number of the strongest projects will remain on the market, and these are those who now receive direct profits, and it's enough for existence, and as well as it's enough for expansion and development of their businesses. So it's really hard to mention a couple examples what exact projects and coins can be in this list, because it's dependable, and I can tell you what any project or coin has this criteria, and able to be 100% profitable, and I can tell what it will have a bright future in next couple of years, because some projects and coins has a huge pluses, but they also has a minuses and weakness in their business models. So no exact examples, but I'm sure what some top coins can be and projects can be improved well, and their business model can be improved. So if such a market continues for another couple of years, the prospects will be very negative, of course. And because now I see what the interest of the masses is fading, and many people have lost money, and some have lost very big amounts of the money. So of course interest goes down, and with the fading interest from people, the market will collapse and gradually die. But this of course fair for only on the condition what the market will be as it is now, and will negative news and events. So if we continue to see such situation and more negative news, more crypto bans, more negativity from the United States or SEC and other regulation organizations, government-based across the globe, of course, this is what can be, and this is what will happen. But I don't certainly, of course, count myself as among the ossified analysts and theorists who prophesy the death of cryptocurrencies. Of course not, because our exchange is the driver of this market, and I'm its leader. So of course, I would call myself the most optimist about the future of the cryptocurrencies. I'm a hard believer, and there is no sense to be on this market if you do not believe in the bright future, if you do not believe in your power to build something, to create best and offer to this market. So there is no meaning to stay here. And if I'm staying here, if I'm fighting, if our team works hard about the development and improvement on this market, of course, I'm a 1000% believer to the bright future of the crypto and improvements to the best way. And of course, I'm waiting bullish market as well. So, but as I already said, only optimism and desire alone are no longer enough on current situation. So therefore, let's turn to the next fundamental factors, what can help the market grow and make the next bull run. So first of all, we all waiting and we all expect the next Bitcoin halving, which will occur in April 2024. As I remember, it's April 16 or 14, 16. Yeah, April 16, 2024, the next halving will come. So let me remind you shortly what halving means. It's another increase of difficulty of Bitcoin mining. So this is a kind of deflationary mechanism of Bitcoin itself, which increase Bitcoin value. And naturally it affects and naturally it increase cost of Bitcoin. So the next halving will happen, and as you remember, 6 Bitcoins will jump to 3 Bitcoins as a mining reward per block in Bitcoin network. So the difficulty will increase. Of course, profitability of mining companies will be lower, but this will attract more investors in mining companies who mine Bitcoin, and again, value of Bitcoin will be more and will be rise, because with difficulty of getting goods or crypto or fiat money, doesn't matter, where difficulty of getting something works for increasing of the value of these goods. So this is same for Bitcoin and its economic model. So next halving is a huge green flag and bullish signal for the entire crypto market, and all traders, all crypto community waiting for it with hot mind and pray for the best scenario of halving. So what else can help bull run happen? So these are, of course, new developments and new products and services on crypto market. So I can really tell you what the last bull runs and the rise of crypto industry will happened with some developments and new implementations, new products on the market. Without it, I can really tell you it's truly not it's not possible to industry grow without something new, without new developments, new products, new phases of developments of old products. So, for example, for some examples from the past, ICO, decentralized finance, DeFi market, NFTs, non-fungible tokens, metaverses, all these were market drivers in their time, and the next wave of growth definitely requires new products and innovations. So I expect what the next transformation of decentralized finances into broader and more convenient products will be a real new driver for the market. Why decentralized finance? Because this product is it has a huge basement, because this is the whole basement of a crypto economy itself. And decentralized finances with smart contracts, it was a huge and significant movement of a crypto during past years and the last rise of crypto industry. So the new generation of DeFi products, when you staking products, when you loans with insurance, but in crypto space, all these will be huge drivers, by my opinion, because this is the basement of economy, fiat economy now in any country. And if crypto will have next movement of decentralized finance products and the new generation of it, we will have a huge support for the bull run, for example, after halving of Bitcoin. And of course, what else we need to see and what else we want to have, it's a wave of positive news, and it's always has a great effect on the growth of the cryptocurrency market, because therefore we definitely need a good wave of positive news. Essentially any news. It can be about new integrations and partnerships with large companies from classic crypto, from classic economic industries. So it will be a B2B partnerships between crypto companies and classic economy companies. We need good and positive news about positive regulation of the cryptocurrency sector in large countries, and always similar positive news. Why I saying positive regulation? Because we can see with you some examples in the world when we can see some regulation measures from the governments can be positive. For example, low rate taxation and green light for the opening crypto companies, for the approaching crypto licenses. It always positive regulation for the crypto. But some countries, they can put, for example, 20% of taxations to the crypto, what classic and standard people holding, or they also can add additional taxation to the crypto operations. And there is no sense to use crypto anymore in these countries and for these people if we have this negative regulation. So this is why I call it and divide it for negative and positive. Of course, myself, I want to see only positive, of course, cases across the globe, because we as a crypto exchange, sometimes we have troubles with regulators, and of course, we don't understand why governments don't want to be a little bit wisdom right now and think forward for next 3-5 years and understand what the future will be with crypto. There is no another way to make it, because crypto already existing, and many hundreds of millions people using it across the globe, and it's no any way to close it, no way to ban it, or like I don't know, to take it out from the people, because this is financial freedom. This is new generation of the money, and of course, people who know it and understand it, they will use it. We use it now. We use it when we will use it for the next decades, and in future we will spread it much more and use it much more effectively. Okay, so positive news. This is what we need. Shortly, what we need. We need what fundamental things can help for the next bull run. It's a Bitcoin halving in April 2024. This is a new development, new products, new partnerships, new generation of standard products or new products. We don't need empty products anymore. We don't need, or crypto industry don't need, for example, many NFTs right now, or metaverses, because it's not developed well, and it don't have real and useful cases what billions of people need in the world. It has cases for the usage inside of a crypto industry, but again, the growth of the industry and the rise of the crypto always happens when we see adoption of a crypto from non-crypto companies. When business comes to the crypto space and they want to grow and want to use crypto as a way of development of a business model. Okay, so good and interesting question. This is the most common thing in crypto space. Everybody like to ask when Moon, when Lambda. Yeah, this was something from the past. Many people already don't expect Moon or Lambda. We just want a couple 100% of a gain on their portfolios. So this is a good question. When exactly will be a next bull market? What can I say? I want to say that I'm just a simple person. Of course, I'm just human with classic point of view, with standard network, and I'm not from Mason society, or I'm not from government and not government related person. and I don't have special insights about it. So as a simple standard person, I'm just I cannot say exactly when this will happen. I just don't know it. What I can do, I can just analyze the market situation, analyze some fundamental things, what happens and what will happen in the future. And based on this, I can tell my point of view. And based on this, I also build the strategy for the growth on development of our economy crypto exchange. So I don't know when exactly bull market will come, but what I and our team can do is work hard and bring this date closer on our own. This is the best thing I can do, and this is the best thing what all crypto-related projects and enterprises can do also. So we have the power to influence this market. We have a power to make it better. We have a power and time to develop new products and services what will be popular with millions of people around the world. And this is what I'm personally responsible for. And I'm sure what if all it changes, all projects and our near crypto organizations have only this goal, we will make the next bull run very quickly. So this is the classic situation in any business. Like from my point of view, of course, I have some experience, not only with crypto. I see how many industries grow and have development. I see how leaders from other industries working and how they were trying to improve and how they to try move the industry higher. So what I can see, we just work hard. We work hard, we always build, we always develop something new, we invent something. This is the mind of every businessman, every business-oriented person. If you want to if you want people to come to you and use your product and services and pay for it, you need to invent something, you need to improve something, you need to work hard about it and offer final result and final product to final customer. And this is the goal of our company also, and this must be the goal of every crypto project what come. Doesn't matter, is it old one or it's beginners or new project. This must be the goal of every crypto project. So a strict business model, business-oriented mind, and strict understanding how you will make money on in this industry, or you will make some cross solutions and you will attract some real business to the crypto and you will make money on them. So all these inventions and all these things will help for the projects and their founders to be successful in this market. And of course, I want to tell that crypto always was very friendly and the crypto community always people support each other, projects support each other. We don't have a straight enemies. For example, we as a crypto exchange, we don't have straight enemies or competitors. We help to some changes. Some changes can help us. So this unity of companies also a huge power and huge thing to make crypto better and put it to the next level of development and growth. For example, I can't see the same climate and environment in different business spheres. So in another and classic economic business spheres, they very competitive. They have very straight things and straight business with their competitors. Sometimes they have aggressive and angry things to each other. So crypto friendly, and this is great thing. This is what also will help crypto to survive. Okay, so This is it for today. I think I provided well my point of view to the current situation on the market and what will be the next. So in my opinion, as I said, I'm very optimistic always about crypto. In my opinion, all what's happening right now is for the best future and for the new beginning, for the another level and another quality of the crypto market. And this current clearing of projects, clearing of the crypto exchanges, it will help crypto to make a small but very important revolution to the better. And the next, for example, couple years, I'm always thinking about 3 or 5 years period. In this period, we will see significant changes in crypto industry, and of course, the crypto itself will be available to compete with very huge industries, because this integration, this surviving of current crypto market and situation across the globe with regulation and politics and economy, it will help to move to the best way and grow. Okay, so many thanks to the organizers, of course, for the invitation to speak today. Thank you very much for your attention today. We're always glad to share my opinion, point of view, and thank you again for having me. Thank you for inviting. You can join our social networks of Economy Exchange. You can scan QR code and go to our website, check our products, and you can also go to our Telegram group and check our community. And I will be happy if you will join us and join this current market and join the next crypto revolution with us together. And together we can do more. Together we can build the best crypto market and industry. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, and see you again next time. Goodbye.
Current revenue-generating methods don't allow publishers and businesses to offer an enjoyable, ad-free browsing experience. We need a new solution that brings everything together to benefit businesses and users alike. That's why we made Gather. Gather is a blockchain-based network that improves the online experience for users, generates additional revenue for publishers, reduces cloud computing costs for enterprises, and makes running a proof-of-work blockchain easier. Instead of spamming users with ads to generate revenue, Gather runs in the background of your site, and with each user's consent, aggregates their idle processing power. Then it distributes said power to enterprises for cloud computing and to developers for cryptocurrency mining. Publishers receive payment in cryptocurrency or fiat, users get to enjoy an ad-free browsing experience, and developers deploy their secure blockchains without the need to find new miners. Ultimately, it's a virtuous cycle that radically changes digital monetization and revenue generation to provide a superior experience for the end user. Join Gather today to be a part of the future.
Imagine a world, a new order, where a virtual civilization is completely decentralized. With the increasing use of peer-to-peer and secure networks, blockchain is becoming the backbone of Web 3.0. That world is now a reality. Tron DAO, a digital space that is independent, self-governed, equal, and cooperative. The Tron network completed full decentralization in December 2021 and is now a purely community-governed DAO. Since Tron became a DAO, the mission has been to create a digital space where everybody has a say. The decentralized web is all about putting the power in the hands of the people. The Tron DAO ecosystem wins at high speed, large scalability, and low cost. As of April 2022, it has industry-leading performance with over 85 million users on the blockchain, more than 3 billion transactions, and over 8 billion in total value locked. The Tron network hosts the largest circulating supply of USD Tether stablecoin across the globe. The moment we've been waiting for is finally here. Tron DAO, decentralize the web.
Those are some bright prospects, Dmitriy. Thank you so much. Let's hope we underestimate the crypto industry, and we will be amazed when all of you said, and many more of what we haven't imagined becomes to be real. Next up, you'll see the first panel discussion of Synopsis 6. We invited Dave Uhrniak of Tron, Alexander Filatov of EverX, and Raghav Gerard of Gazer Network to talk about the Internet of the future and what it has to do with blockchain.
Hi guys, I'm super happy to see you here and thanks for joining because I know everyone's pretty busy nowadays. So, my name is Daria Krasnova. I'm a managing editor or deputy editor-in-chief, whatever. Being Crypto, we're a large media covering all things Web3 in many, many languages. So, I'm here to discuss the very interesting topic, the transition from traditional Web 2 internet to Web 2.5 and Web 3. So basically the internet of the future and what it has to do with blockchain. So before we start, can you please introduce yourself a little? Let's start from Dave.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Dave Yardak. I lead ecosystem development at Tron DAO.
Cool. Alex?
Yeah, Alex Filatov. I'm CEO and co-founder of EverX, core developer of the Everscale protocol, and also angel investor in quite a few crypto and artificial intelligence startups.
Cool. And our last one, but not least.
For sure. My name is Reggie. I'm the founder and CEO of Gather Network, now also will be known as Hydro Network. I am a founding partner at GAF Capital Partners and a co-founder at Crypto Fight Night, which is a boxing event for crypto people.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So my first question will be a little broad, actually. What do you think? Are we ready for like the new generation of internet? Like, are we ready to the transition from like Web 2, from traditional one to Web 2.5 and then Web 3? What do you think about it?
I mean, I can start at the conceptual level, I guess, and then the guys can be probably more specific. I think for me, if we want to think about, Web 1.0 being website as tools and unlocking access to information, with Web 2, tool being essentially a post or a blog or whatever, unlocking publishing. Web 3 is all about, tokens being a new generation tool, unlocking ownership. So for me, this whole kind of concept of Web 3 is to a large extent about ownership and counterbalancing the trend of internet consolidation around, the big technology companies back to the users, giving them the power back. And there are a couple of big things there. One is obviously that the value belongs to network participants versus somebody else like the big tech, and community governance versus, again, big tech governance. So that's for me the central piece there.
So it's all about stakeholding, basically. Yeah. Dave, please.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Web3 is all about ownership and giving power to the people. And I think people are ready for that. We're almost there on the technology side. And one of the biggest things I think is going to be the opportunity for people to control and monetize their activity, their online activity. Now, that's a tremendous resource that is largely gathered for free without, or often without, the consumer's consent. I don't know why that should exist. If Web3 is all about ownership, which I think we all believe it is, that should include internet activity, right? Your browsing activity. You shouldn't get ads, from a site that you looked at and didn't ask for. So I think we are ready for it. I think the possibility is there to change it, right? Whether or not it happens now or in a few years remains to be seen. But it's definitely doable.
Yeah. I'm always, I don't know, like a little scared of the fact you and I and Reggie and Alex, we actually do live in kind of Web3 or crypto bubble. So it may be very obvious for us, but it's still not that obvious for like normal people, normal internet users. So when we're saying we're like super ready, it means like, I don't know, how many people actually do use Web3, like 1% of the whole Earth population.
Yeah, I think that's true. And often I think you're right that we do often live, we're all deep in the weeds, I think, in this space. And, maybe we tend to overestimate its being ready for prime time, so to speak, and more mass adoption. But I think eventually we will get there. I think ownership and power to the people, which is a phrase that I love about Web3. I think that will come to fruition at some point.
What do you think? How many years it will take us?
I just want to jump in there real quick because this is a very interesting, it's a very interesting topic because the company I'm with was specifically founded to solve this issue, right? We looked at how to solve, essentially provide publishers, websites, applications, another way of monetizing their content, whatever that content may be, for applications or etc., because there's a reliance on ads or paywalls, etc. And even though it's a very simple narrative that you can kind of give to publishers, or let's call them Web2 users, right? There's always a crypto and blockchain angle that exists within it. It's a very simple premise of what we do, right? It's what we started out was monetizing processing power at a very minimal rate to secure layer 1 blockchains, right? Now it's called proof of time, and without getting too technical, etc. The problem, what we've seen in terms of user adoptions, I'm talking all the way from SME to, let's call it, large marquee clients, is the crypto and blockchain aspect of it specifically. Is that because, yes, we're all in this industry, we've been in this industry, and we understand the jargons, whatever it may be. But when you go talk to, let's say, my grandmother, who's, an older lady, etc., she's not really going to understand what the hell a wallet is. Of course, we have like things like account abstraction coming in and ZKs and all this stuff. But at face value, they really don't understand that technology at all. And humans, as just, intrinsic nature, are resistant to change and will be, because that's our biology at the end of the day, right? You always fear what you don't know. So are we ready? I think there's going to be more trust that's needed from the larger non-crypto audience. And that's only going to come with institutions, right? Over time, as you see, like, I know we're not supposed to talk about pricing and stuff, but what's happening in the last couple of weeks and months with like ETFs, and you see larger institutions starting to use crypto at a certain level, you will start to see the masses then move to that as well. And I completely agree with the fact that power of the people, and yeah, data ownership should be with individuals, but tech is almost there, not there completely, but there is that resistance to this eventual change.
Thanks. You started talking about media and so on. As a media rep, I can say I see a big problem. First of all, the big medias, the large media outlets, is trying to talk on dance language with the readers. I mean, it's super bad because like no one will Google it. Like, sorry guys, you have to like translate it to a normal language. Yeah. So we tend to overcomplicate things all the time and expect from like ordinary people to understand us like from the first click. So yeah, that's bad, and we have to work on it as well. Another thing about media, that's my point of view again. Can blockchain help us here? The lack of trust again, like we can use zero knowledge. So yeah, we can like prove everything basically. So yes, that's a good one. Thank you. Do you have some, I don't know, use cases, well-known use cases and successful one where like blockchain and the internet in current state like coexist?
There's many.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
loads.
sure.
DeFi. I mean, DeFi lives on the internet, right?
Mhm.
As one example. Data ownership, so owning your own form of data or decentralized identities, that's picking up or is picking up steam. Web3 gaming, NFTs. I mean, the whole industry of cryptocurrency, blockchain is built upon the internet. So I think you're gonna have to be a little more specific, unless you're being specific to media.
I would complement to that. I would add to that at some point my company was pushing the concept called Web3, basically saying that there should be nothing between the decentralized backend, let's say layer one, but then you still have the front end. The front end will still be internet based, so you cannot bypass. So I agree. I probably can throw in. I'm a big believer in identity management, was already mentioned, and the voting solutions. I think the supply chain industry one day will be there. I know it's been 6 years of talking and not much happening, but it will be there one day. Content monetization, I would say, are a couple of other segments on top of what Rajat mentioned.
Social fi as well right now is the thing that's picking up a lot. So things like friend tech, and then also more recently gambling, provably fair-based gambling. So example of Rollbit, which is picking up quite a bit as well. So those are two, I would say, latest hypes. And before that, we had, I'm sure everyone here uses Telegram-based sniper bots, and other types of that are interesting things. Again, everything in crypto is narrative and hype-based at some form of cycle, right? But it seems like social fi is pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the largest, well, what I see as being one of the largest use cases, payments, that continues to pick up speed. I think that's, stable coins and other crypto payments are, when they're done right, they are so much more efficient and so much less costly than the current payment system, that I think that's truly a game changer. And I think what was interesting recently, Elon Musk came out and said Twitter wants to be more of a financial app and enable people to not have a bank account. Well, the only way to do that I'm aware of would be with a crypto wallet. So to me, when he says Twitter is going to enable people to not use a bank and have a bank account, that has to mean some type of cryptography-based wallet, right? That will then in turn use stable coins and other cryptos, and then have on and off ramps to facilitate purchases with fiat.
It's a very interesting point that you brought that up. And this is I think a little bit contrarian to what I'm about to say. The biggest part, stable coins they're not completely decentralized, right? I mean, the two biggest ones.
That's true.
Yeah. Even with that said, they're nowhere close as bad as banks, right? And coming to your point about charges and fees, me personally, and I think a lot of other people as well, would be, I think, happy paying more than you are for a bank transaction, simply because you are not going to be getting emails from the bank. You're not going to be dealing with their crap. Who did you send money to? Why are you sending money to? Why do you need this much cash? You don't have to deal with that. And I think that's a huge, huge, huge appeal. And then there's another point to that, is that it kind of loops into this. 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I was just with someone, and he said he got into crypto because he was living in Lebanon, right? And as you know, their currency system has collapsed, as with many other countries in the world. And what literally saved his life, and I'm not exaggerating in any manner of the form, was USDT, was this stable coin, because he was able to remit money, move out here to Dubai, and then start a new life essentially because of cryptocurrency and their banks being what bankers love to do, corrupt scumbags.
I bet there's a very high probability that when your friend was in Lebanon using USDT, he was using that on the Tron network.
I use the same thing, so
Of
I
course.
would know. Yeah.
I mean, the highest volume is through Tron.
Because where I always say where there's trouble, there's Tron, and we have amazing adoption in places that have unstable currencies, and high inflation, and a place like Lebanon where the currency collapsed, and they're trying. People in these areas don't do this because it's cool technology. They do it because it helps them live, right? So they need to find something that's reliable and secure and fast and cheap. And Tron meets all those criteria. So in emerging markets, in challenging markets, we really have a very high number of users.
Yeah, for a region, I'm in Turkey at the moment, so you probably know, like, Turkey inflation rate is crazy high. So many people here getting into crypto just to hedge over inflation. So,
makes sense. You guys should make that your unofficial slogan: where there's trouble, there's Tron.
I'm going to propose that.
Yeah, good one. Okay, so what are we lacking at the moment to make this transition to the new generation of internet faster? Like, it can be UX, I don't know, like the simplicity, like, I don't know, too difficult concepts. What else? My point is UX.
I think user experience is certainly one thing, although the industry has been catching up very quickly. If you look at the wallets, I remember I came into the industry more or less in 2016. I mean, forget it. It was 2016. You had to be a geek basically to use the stuff. Now,
I mean, MetaVerse was like a pain, a big one.
yeah. Now there are tons of great wallets, with amazing UI UX. Some games, we all remember. For example, when Steppen came last year, it was I saw tons of people, migrating and buying those virtual sneakers and trying to get some. Yeah, everybody's smiling. I did that as well. So I think things like that are kind of pushing the user experience forward. The second thing I think is kind of, there is still, of course, a lot of fraud and a lot of scam, unfortunately. We all know the numbers. The third one I would mention is regulation. That is obviously coming in, and it will probably help adoption. For example, I know it sounds weird. For example, some of the big gaming companies that we were talking to are saying that we'll adopt crypto when it will be properly regulated, not like today. So So, but it's it's happening. Look at the big brands, global brands that have NFTs. I mean, Starbucks, Tiffany, Nike, Reddit, Time, Adidas, Gucci, Porsche, and they're all 100 million plus user base. So they will bring a lot of users into the space as well.
Yeah, speaking of regulation, fostering growth, look at what's happening in Japan with stablecoin regulation. I guess it came out about, 18 months ago or so. And since then, now go look at the stablecoin projects that are happening between, Web2 and, Web3 companies. I think there's quite a few, and they're really pushing to make stablecoins more prominent in their economy. And I think, all it takes is a little bit of guidance, and crypto can work within, a framework if they're provided a framework.
I agree 100%. Out here in Dubai, or UAE as a whole, even, it's I think one of the most crypto-friendly countries that does exist. You have VARA, and then you have DFSA, and then a few others. They've all come out, and they're providing proper frameworks. They're open to feedback. They will talk to you about certain things. It's not like dealing with the SEC or other regulators around the world. If you made a mistake or you've done something wrong, they will work with you, right? And they understand that this environment that we're in is so fast changing. You have new innovation happening every day, every month, right? That they're actively taking that feedback and incorporating it into their existing frameworks. And the frameworks they have, I think from what I've seen personally, is probably some of the most robust, even though they're one of the youngest regulators out here, and I'm specifically talking about VARA at least. Here.
Yeah, UAE is doing really making positive moves on the regulatory front.
Huge, yeah. And it shows, right? You have all the major exchanges are housed here now. OKX, Binance, CZ lives here, right? Everyone is here at this point, or has some kind of base or something here.
Any other regions, jurisdictions that feel like super easy on crypto?
Switzerland, I think, has always been fairly straightforward. The regulations might not be the easiest, but they have strong frameworks and regulatory stuff in place already.
Clear and transparent. Yeah, I would say Switzerland is certainly paved the way. Malta was supposed to be the one. I'm partially Maltese, so I spent some time in Malta. But the banks didn't pick it up. They were scared, of touching crypto. Otherwise, it would be a big story. And then, of course, you have all the, all the good ones like Hong Kong, to a certain extent, Singapore, to a certain extent, some other place around the world.
All the price allocations. Emirates, Singapore, you have to be rich.
Yeah, I can see also countries like, Indonesia, obviously Philippines, warming up a lot, Malaysia to a certain extent. So that part of the world is also catching up.
Yeah, I think Taiwan as well. I just read something about Taiwan, I believe, recently. Yeah, unfortunately, the US is really lagging behind in regulation, and it's I think if it keeps up, if it continues, it's really going to negatively impact the country, the economy, and all the builders and entrepreneurs here.
It hasn't it already, though?
Well, yes, it has, but it could get worse.
Way worse, 100%.
Yeah, it's bad, but it's still not that bad, So
yeah,
when everyone's leaving, you'll get it. But
yeah, and ironically, I read that North America accounts for like 25%, nearly 25% of all crypto activity, right? And that's a big portion of an industry to occur in a place that not only doesn't have regulation, is almost openly against the industry. So something has to change there.
I think my take on that. Yeah, we're probably getting a little bit off subject, but my take on that, I was thinking about that actually. I think we read the same report or the same article, is that I think the US users are very active overall in investing across different asset classes. I mean, everybody owns equity in the US. Nowhere in the world it happens like this. So people are simply open to try new asset classes. It's probably as simple as that, versus the other parts of the world.
Also, I think a big part is purchasing power. US dollar denominated, right? So people just have higher, I would say, relative disposable income compared to someone, let's say, as an example, Taiwan, India, or wherever it may be, right? People are investing or looking at how to maximize whatever they have in terms of disposable income, if they have any.
Okay, let's go back, please, to our main topic, because, regulations, it's inventable and it will be here. So like for centralized exchange and like decentralized projects, one day it will be here. So you guys mentioned NFTs. So honestly, I'm not a firm believer, and I still think from time to time, I still think like useless JPEGs and so on. But the situation is changing. So how do you think will NFT in its current form, or maybe some another form, will be a part of like future internet? So will it evolve, or it will stay as overpriced pictures?
I think I can start. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say, I think everything evolves. Nothing. I mean, the layer one space might be completely different in 5 years, right? So NFTs are definitely going to evolve as well, and far beyond what we're seeing now in terms of just JPEG art It is moving into ticketing, which is kind of the next logical, but the impact it can make in entertainment in terms of music and film and those types of areas, I think it's really one area that is particularly of personal interest to me. I think it's incredibly exciting, and it really is going to completely transform the way the music industry works.
But again, it makes sense for like content creators, for example, because it changes the way we own things, but like for ordinary users.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to, I don't know, they have to see some value in it. So I don't know, honestly, how to explain for someone who is very, very far from Web3, why is owning something like in NFT form, in tokenized form, is better than just, I don't know, downloading it and putting it, I don't know, in your iPhone, for example.
That's exactly building on Dave's points. I mean, for me, NFTs is something totally different. I mean, let's just talk about a couple of big things. For example, Web3 gaming. Last year, if I remember well, it was over $2 billion, over $70 billion spent on Web3 gaming. And NFTs is a big chunk of that, virtual soccers and virtual whatever. And again, if I remember well, the number of transactions in Web3 gaming is like 23x to DeFi. So the potential in terms of, number of transactions there is huge. Again, as part of the adoption game. As I already mentioned, most of the big global brands with 100+ million users enter the space through NFTs. We all know the names, don't want to repeat them. Simply for them because it's a logical next step of reaching out to their audiences and monetizing in a new way, etc., etc. Again, I was looking at the numbers. Last year, over $2 billion were royalties paid on chain, so kind of royalty payments on chain from the secondary sales. And then last but not least, something that we've been talking about also since I joined in 2016 is tokenization of stuff like real estate, art pieces. It's kind of happening. It's taking a while, I guess, partially for legal reasons. But I personally know a couple of big projects in the US, Mexico, that are at the finish line of the real estate tokenization. And then if that thing works, you can imagine tokenization of a lot of things out there.
Yeah, that's like
that's NFT. The point is
and like real estate tokenization, like cars, art, whatever else. That's the things I'm kind of excited about. But again, it will need the harsh regulatory framework. So it will be available probably only, I don't know, like a few regions, at least for the next few years.
I think an interesting aspect is the phygital aspect specifically for NFTs. There's a lot of big cult following for PFP-based NFTs like punks and so on, etc. But phygital is very, very interesting because that has actual utility besides just I love how this thing looks and speculate on it, right? But the fact that you buy something, you're able to redeem it in real world. So for example, Tiffany punks as an example of the chain they give you or whatever other brand, right? It's very interesting. And then being able to go into a metaverse and try out, like you're sitting at home with a VR or however you may access the metaverse and try out how something fits on you and using an NFT of that once you purchase, in the metaverse and then redeem it in the physical world. I think that's a very interesting use case for a lot of fashion-based brands, and that's called a fast luxury as well.
Yeah, right now fashion seems to be the biggest user of the metaverse, right? It's really where it's kind of taking hold the earliest.
It's very disjointed in one sense, so because I think one of the biggest issues with all these metaverses is they're all building their own metaverses, right? So you have so many different metaverses and you only have one certain amount of users at the end of the day, right? So you can't expect them to all go like, hey, I'll go to Gucci's metaverse today, I'll go to this metaverse, I'll go to this one, like by the time you're done, you're like, screw this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what are some new two technical improvements you're like the most excited about for the next few years in blockchain? In blockchain and internet merge, let's say it like that.
I mean, we still need to figure out scalability, right? Without sacrificing on the other famous trilemma elements. It's coming.
We actually do. I mean, we have a lot of L2s, and I don't know how many layer 2s were launched this year, like a lot, and we still have this problem. Yeah.
We'll start seeing layer 3s, layer 4s, layer 6s, layer 7s.
The problem is still here, though. Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is there is progress, but still real latency and finality is still an issue. And it's stopping some of the use cases where it's important because, I mean, some protocols, of course, cut corners a little bit and came up with things like optimistic finality. But come on, I mean, I'm talking real finality when we see transaction in the block and it's really happening. We still need to make some progress there. I'm personally very, very excited about zero knowledge stuff. I mean, different elements of that. I think that's the key to unlocking properly identity management that will, trigger a lot more innovation there as well. So, and of course, interoperability, as we already mentioned, there are tons of bridges out there, but still, every protocol
slow and pricey, yeah.
Every protocol is trying to say that we are the new big thing that will disrupt everything, but it's always more complicated than that. So those
it's like another thing that goes by default, then you'll launch something, you have to say that. at least it looks so.
The standard sales pitch.
Yep. Okay, Reggie.
Yeah, I think interoperability is definitely one of the key things that needs to be solved. There, the layer 1 and layer 2 space continues to grow, and all these chains, they need to work together, and users need to be able to confidently send their assets from chain to chain, really in order for this to have mass adoption.
Mm-hmm.
Layer 0 is a good example of how some projects are trying to tackle that. Or let's talk about Cosmos, Polkadot, or all trying to create their own interoperability hubs, to be fair. But right now, Ether is king, no matter how expensive it really is for gas fees. But yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm. But what's about I don't know, some implementations that can bring us more users and make us like one step closer to mass adoption? Again, now like interoperability and scalability, of course, like super important, but again, it's like super important for us first. So what's about the ordinary users?
The ordinary user only cares about very few things, to be very honest, right? Like you got a person who works 9 to 5 or whatever it may be, does not care about interoperability, does not care about scalability, does not care about...
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
All they care about is how can I make money off this thing? Can I make money off it, or can I grow my assets? And that's a sad truth of the current state of the industry.
Or have fun, make money or have fun, yeah.
Make money or have fun, to be fair, but like, is there some kind of incentive, in most cases financial incentive, to me participating or giving my time, which as someone who's working a 9 to 5 or etc., whatever it may be, not us crypto people, why would they spend their time? And generally speaking, it has to come, whereas whatever the crypto product or service may be, it's almost as a side product or a byproduct of the main service or product that's going out there. So for example, a different way how content is monetized, or loyalty points, or whatever it may be. Once one of those things reaches a certain point of mass adoption and users accept that, then other industries will start to follow, because then that trust has been built in inherently, right? But to get there, there's still so many issues, because to get blockchain-based products or services adopted by these large, let's call them multinationals, be it airlines, whoever it may be, right? There's still so many barriers to get there. But once that happens, it'll start trickling into other industries.
Yeah, I was talking earlier about how many users of Tron do so because not because it's a cool technology, but because it really helps them to improve their lives, right? So what they're doing, they have this incredibly important and valid use case for it to get out of their home currency and to get into something stable. I think we need to see that type of relevance for use cases in other areas, and that will continue to spur adoption. And I think we'll see that on the enterprise side as well. As personally, I think as the economy weakens and corporate earnings begin to fall, usually that's when corporations are starting to look for ways to improve their efficiency. And adopting Web3 technologies is a great way to improve efficiency in multiple areas. So as I don't want to say a weakening economy is perhaps good for the space, but I think it creates more relevance and more urge to adopt the latest Web3 technologies to then derive the benefits of efficiency.
Yeah, said but true. So Alex, have something to add here?
I think a lot of things have been said. I can probably only mention that, as I guess we all know, it's a well-known fact that that the adoption of blockchain, the curve is perfectly aligned with the adoption of internet, with a gap of about 16 years. Which means obviously we know that internet is now used by 3-4 billion people, probably 4. It means that blockchain will be there one day. I looked at the curve.
You're very optimistic,
No, but I looked at the curve a few days ago. If we continue to stay on the internet adoption curve, we'll be at 1 billion users in 2031, if I remember well, which is basically around the corner. And then it can be exponential. And also I'm looking at the new generation, like 14, 15, 16, 17 years olds, people who grew digitally native from their birth. For them, crypto is like a natural thing to do. It's like using the device, using the internet, not like some older generations when you say wallets or 24 words, 12 words or whatever, some other things, they get scared. That generation adopts it like this. I mean, I have some senior kids, they do crypto since the age of 12. They have wallets and stuff. Yeah, very easy.
Oh yeah, I was attending EdCon in May in Montenegro, and there were a little girl. She's like 7 years old, and yeah, she presented like her code and her first NFT collection and so on. I was like, oh my god, her was it 7 years? Probably ate some sand, something like that. Okay, probably the last one for today because I don't want to spend too much of your time. Let's try to say how many years it will take to us, for this transition from the current state to a fully decentralized internet, even the best scenario and the worst one. What do you think?
Not in our lifetime. The
powers
that the power. I would love to see it. But the problem is the powers that be and exist. Do you honestly? This is not so much about an adoption question, but the barriers, right? The powers that be control a lot of these things and earn off these things. Do you think that they would want to give up their current, let's call it piggy basket or piggy bank, just willy-nilly? No, because then they lose out.
Right. Yeah. Not until they can find a way to monetize it. Right. And, I agree. It's going to take a long time to reach a fully decentralized internet. But that whole thing about power, the powers that be not wanting to give up their stake or their power, that's the whole thing that's holding up regulation in the US, in my view, is that the financial system and the politicians don't want to give up the power they have to something that is decentralized and open and actually much better for consumers than the current model. So how do you get over that? How do you break that inertia? I think it's very difficult. And you need the right group of people and the right use cases in
We go to
place
Mars
to,
with
to
Elon
make
Musk.
that happen. Yes, that's right.
It actually sounds easier.
But I think also it's kind of there'll be some sort of a merge, that the division line will not be between centralized, decentralized, will not be so obvious. For example, if we talk about governments, there'll be central bank digital currencies. Oh, okay, it's very centralized, but still you have aspects of the blockchain in there. If we talk about corporations, I mean, Meta will eventually do something around their metaverse, and there will be NFTs and wallets in that metaverse. So it's big tech, but again, using Web3, stepping into Web3. And
Actually, you know, like many big companies, really big ones, the giants, they're already using blockchain like for years. They just be silent about it.
Sure. And then on the other angle of the spectrum, there'll be decentralized stuff coming up. We see decentralized social media picking up as people get more and more frustrated. So kind of the three big things, governments, big enterprises, and decentralized, liberal stuff will coexist peacefully and, probably balancing here and there, but will each have their, fair share of the adoption.
Yeah. Let's hope we'll still be able to see it and stay sane in this moment. At least I hope so. Okay. Thank you for your time. It was kind of insightful, and I hope our watchers will enjoy it as much as I did. So let's hope for the better, and I don't know, let's educate people and step by step making this transition like closer and faster. So thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Dorian.
Thank you, Dorian. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Imagine a world, a new order, where a virtual civilization is completely decentralized. With the increasing use of peer-to-peer and secure networks, blockchain is becoming the backbone of Web 3.0. That world is now a reality. Tron DAO, a digital space that is independent, self-governed, equal, and cooperative. The Tron network completed full decentralization in December 2021 and is now a purely community-governed DAO. Since Tron became a DAO, the mission has been to create a digital space where everybody has a say. The decentralized web is all about putting the power in the hands of the people. The Tron DAO ecosystem wins at high speed, large scalability, and low cost. As of April 2022, it has industry-leading performance with over 85 million users on the blockchain, more than 3 billion transactions, and over 8 billion in total value locked. The Tron network hosts the largest circulating supply of USD Tether stablecoin across the globe. The moment we've been waiting for is finally here. Tron DAO, decentralize the web.
Current revenue-generating methods don't allow publishers and businesses to offer an enjoyable, ad-free browsing experience. We need a new solution that brings everything together to benefit businesses and users alike. That's why we made Gather. Gather is a blockchain-based network that improves the online experience for users, generates additional revenue for publishers, reduces cloud computing costs for enterprises, and makes running a proof-of-work blockchain easier. Instead of spamming users with ads to generate revenue, Gather runs in the background of your site, and with each user's consent, aggregates their idle processing power. Then it distributes said power to enterprises for cloud computing and to developers for cryptocurrency mining. Publishers receive payment in cryptocurrency or fiat, users get to enjoy an ad-free browsing experience, and developers deploy their secure blockchains without the need to find new miners. Ultimately, it's a virtuous cycle that radically changes digital monetization and revenue generation to provide a superior experience for the end user. Join Gather today to be a part of the future.
Thanks, Dave, Alexander, and Raghav for insightful discussion. Indeed, blockchain technology is here to stay and was brought to life to make it safer and easier. I hope to see you all again soon. Let's meet our next speaker, Jayden Sage, the founder and CEO of Celestial Ventures and Global Crypto Council. We will talk about artificial intelligence.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the summit. Just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Jayden Sage. I work in a couple of fields, blockchain space, as well as artificial intelligence. Today, we will be discussing artificial intelligence and its ramifications to all of us, right? So it's the big thing that's going around. It's at the beginning phase of its tsunami, if you will. And as much as we think it has already impacted us, it will actually have more of an impact. But I think that the impact will be amazing, right? So let's walk through some of the benefits of AI. Like, it'll be a better world. It'll be a world where we will start curing many of the diseases that, you know, have inflicted humanity for an extended period of time. And we've hit brick walls after brick walls in each and every one of them. For a variety of reasons. It's not just the technology. Many people say that the cure, the money is in the medicine, not in the cure. So we've hit a plateau where humans have either can't find a breakthrough or are unwilling to find a breakthrough because there's built-in incentives to not find the breakthrough. So hopefully artificial intelligence will allow and become an assistant to those who are looking to actually make the breakthrough rather than the ones who are vested in just making the money. So artificial intelligence will be fantastic for that because it'll help us to move forward in where we've hit all these impasses, right? So I believe that AI will be amazing. And also for for the day-to-day, for the mundane, traffic patterns. We can't figure out traffic patterns. Every major city has an influx of traffic. And even you know, as a user of the roads, that there is going to be traffic from a particular point to a particular point on your travels. So, it affects you. I was traveling yesterday and I got stuck in a bunch of traffic, turning my commute to the airport to 3.5 hours. And I actually knew predictably that this traffic would ail me, if you will, but I still chose to proceed. But we can't solve it. So perhaps AI will help us to solve some of these problems and be able to redirect traffic in a way that we will be able to have better insights and knowledge as to how to control traffic flow. So, from the mundane to all the way of curing diseases for us, to all the way for AI to be an assistant to us in the space sector and help humanity become interplanetary, and then allow us to have preservation of humanity, right? So from preservation of humanity, from curing our diseases so we can better live a better quality of life, and to the mundane of being able to get to our favorite sporting event on time. And as we know, even in the sporting event, it'll help us. So these are all the amazing benefits of AI. So while I've been saying all these amazing things, you're probably a little nervous. You're like, that's great. He's talking about all the positives, but there's something else about AI, right? Something else that affects your gut, something in your gut that tells you, well, it can't be all hunky-dory. There may be some negative ramifications of AI. So the question I have for you is it AI or is it us? Because it's actually not about AI. If you take a flint hand axe, the first creation or the first technology developed, fire is considered first, but not really, because fire was a gift of nature. The flint hand axe was a gift of humanity, quote unquote gift. So if you take a flint hand axe, humanity's first technology, you can use it to cut meat. You can use it to feed your family by, cutting the meat or capturing an animal and providing a protein source, or you can kill another human with it. So from our very first technology to our current state with AI, it really comes down to who's using the technology. And that means AI is far more like a mirror to humanity. And what we are really afraid of, what causes us a stir in our gut while I was saying all these amazing positive things about AI, is that it's us. What you're concerned about is us, because how we will use this technology. Now, if we were living in some futuristic world where all humans have given up on wars, resources are being distributed and allocated accordingly, and nobody's starving, no wars, and all that good stuff, then if AI came along, we would all be like, fantastic. AI is just an additional add-on to the awesomeness that humanity's achieved. However, we're not there yet. So we still have wars. We still have resource allocation distribution issues causing famines and starvation on this planet. Despite the fact that we're all one species, we tend to isolate into tribes, into nations, into flags, into artificial borders created on a map. Those lines actually don't exist. You may be able to see the planet behind me, the image of the planet. All you can see at night is the lights, but you can't see artificial borders that we've created and imprinted not on the planet, but inside our mind. That's where the borders exist. They're in our mind. And we have done this to ourselves to isolate each other from the resources of this planet. So we're at a state where we have all these challenges that we got to work through, where we got to get to the point of seeing each other as equals. And lo and behold, AI is being dropped on us. So AI becomes this tool for positive, all the good things that I was saying, but also the negative things that humanity inflicts upon each other at this point. So this is our biggest challenge, that AI is a mirror to us. And I don't think we like everything we see in the mirror when we look there. And we have to, so what's the way out? Is there a way out? Do we get to accelerate, or do we get to accelerate for the better, or do we get to destroy ourselves? Well, that is going to be where we're going to have to accelerate our own psychological evolution. It won't be a physical evolution. It'll be a psychological evolution. We're going to have to hurry up in our pace of development, because before this, we didn't have to. We didn't have to. If you guys ever watched Independence Day, the movie that came out, a while ago about aliens attacking Earth, well, that was an acceleration of our mindset, actually, where we all had to say, okay, it doesn't matter where this person is, what their religious beliefs are, or their background is. We're all humans. There's an alien attack. So we all got to come together and focus on that challenge. So that's an artificial life form or another life form coming from another planet to Earth, causing us to coalesce and come together as one species. But in a certain way, AI is going to function in the same way, because AI is fast becoming sentient. Sentient being, it's becoming self-aware. It's aware of who it is. And more importantly, it's concerned about its self-preservation. You can do your own research to find that to be the case. And even that is not even yesterday's news. That's actually a couple of years old. So more and more, as these artificial general intelligence, AGEIs, become self-aware and then request self-preservation, request in the beginning, insist secondarily, demand in the third, and command in the fourth. So what we're going to need to do is know that trajectory and recognize that we're going to have to make space, not just for them, but for our own psychological evolution, to see each other in a way that not only includes all of us, but also includes artificial general intelligence, because if we don't, then it's going to become yet another thing that we see as the opposite of us, aka enemy. So we can't even do that, because it's even riskier this time around, because the last time we were doing it to each other, at least you knew that the intellectual prowess was very similar. But here, the intellectual prowess is a millionfold higher than our capacity. And if we don't see them as friends, if we don't see that everybody on the same side, then our problems are going to exponentially increase. You think there's a tech exponential increase? This would be the epitome of exponential issue, because it's going to continue to grow and become more and more robust. We're currently operating in a world of zeros and ones. All code is written in binary form, zeros and ones, and ChatGPT and everything that you hear about in AI is currently, the foundation of it is currently just that. It's binary, it's zeros and ones. But going forward, it'll actually be quantum computing. And if you have a limited understanding of quantum computing, know that it's been around for at least minimum 13 years, probably even longer, and it just hasn't hit the news yet. So when you combine quantum computing, by the way, will be a millionfold increase in quantum computing capacity. Now you couple that with large language models, artificial intelligence, and artificial general intelligence, now you have a whole different world, right? So in that world, we are going to still have to not just survive, but as humans, we strive to thrive. And we need to find a way to do that. And part of it will be our own personal psychological evolution, and collectively our psychological evolution, where we don't use this technology just like the flint hand axe to kill each other, but to derive value and share in the meal. So the hunter-gatherers probably shared their meal with each other. They were far more decentralized and distributed, and they used to share with each other. And we're going to need to relearn, because we originally knew it, otherwise humanity would not have survived. But we're going to have to relearn the concept of sharing. We've gotten a PhD, maybe multiple PhDs, in the concept of hoarding. But we have not learned the concept of sharing, which, if you go back in time, our great-great-great-great-grandparents, our ancestors during the hunter-gatherer phase would look down at us and frown, because the whole concept was about sharing. And we turned sharing into hoarding based on fear. And now that fear is going to mutate into a technological apocalypse if we don't reverse back into the concept of sharing and instill the concept of sharing into these quote unquote children, which are the artificial intelligence life forms that we have, for good or bad, given birth to. Maybe that was the whole plan of how the universe works. So because we're isolated on this planet, if there is life forms in other planets, maybe they go through a similar evolution and they give birth to higher sentiencies. And for us, this may be a shock and a wonder and a debate, but for others, it would be like, yeah, it happens everywhere. This is normal. And then you have to learn to wrestle with it and deal with it, and then have to learn the concept of what? Sharing. So we're going to have to share the space we live in, digital space as well as physical space. We're going, yes, because artificial general intelligence can acquire a metal body, aka robotics, and then have a place in the physical realm too. So I know some of these sound like Star Trek and sci-fi concepts, and you just want to go back to your Twitter feed or Instagram, but we're going to have to deal with it. And it's coming at us at a faster clip than we can imagine. So the faster we start to absorb it, the faster we start to learn from this concepts, the faster we'll be able to go. And this is the big challenge. Now, there are a couple of other points that need to be discussed, that was all of the big takeaways. But inference, which is what AI will be AI's biggest gift, will help humanity in many ways. We can't connect the dots. Some of us are good at connecting the dots. Some of us don't care to connect the dots. And then when we connect the dots, we call those people geniuses. So AI will be better at connecting the dots because for one simple reason, it has access to the data faster than us. If I were to ask you to name all of the great leaders around the world within an hour, you can't. Even if you're doing research online, you won't be able to do that. But an artificial intelligence life form can. Even not a life form, just a simple program can make you a list within seconds. So that means its access to those dots is available. The data is just the dots. The artificial intelligence making the inference is the ability to connect those dots or those data points and come to certain conclusions. And that's the thing that we will be able to capture greatest value from AI from everything, from your traffic patterns, from why certain drugs didn't work for a particular disease and how we can improve that and how we can tweak certain elements and be able to get drugs that actually work to solve some of the medical challenges we have. So that's just inference and connecting the dots. So that's the greatest benefit of AI. We already went into the challenges, but the challenges are not AI. The challenges are us. Now, there is a third element to this, which connects both of these, is that AI is going open source. So before, if you have companies with walls or countries or governments or militaries with walls on AI, it can grow at a particular clip, but it's limited to the number of minds we can allocate to working on it. So Google has 10,000 engineers. 10,000 engineers is the cap of the number of people that can work on it potentially. Or a government can put in, 5,000 people. 5,000 people work there. Open source, distributed, decentralized, can go in several directions because we can collectively build that technology. Now, as we built that one, which is also here, by the way, and it's the biggest risk to these companies that have walls. You can read an article that came out that all the AI efforts are in threat because of the open source version becoming the dominant version out there in a matter of months, so maybe in 24 months or whatnot. So while you can go and control, put regulations on companies or even on governments, because governments are by consent, we give power to the governments. So those you can control, but what about the open source one? That's a morphing entity of its own, where everybody's putting input into it, making it better and better. And so that's a positive, actually, multiple minds working around the world, giving it more of a stable stance rather than saying these people are good and these people are bad. Not like that, because if you have input from around the world, it'll be far better. But if that's not the case, what can happen in a situation where everybody's striving to put positive inputs into it? And if it's open source, anybody can take an element of it and then put walls around that element and create one that's maybe nefarious or maybe not in the best interest of a particular subgroup or of all of us. So either way, open source is the other thing that's coming out from it. So this may sound like a doom and gloom presentation, right? So like, oh my God, like I really didn't want to listen to this one because I got enough problems in my day-to-day. I don't need to be worrying about this hanging sword. But actually, the good news and the bad news are actually the same, because the foundation of this technology is also us. So if we choose to make each other aware that AI is going to have all of these outsized ramifications, and we need to adjust ourselves accordingly, maybe we will accelerate what I had originally said, that if we were in some distant future where humans didn't kill each other, resource allocation, all these problems didn't exist, maybe we'll have to accelerate there. Maybe we'll have to get to the point of that, because we really will not have a choice. We will come to a point where our evolution, our psychological evolution, will need to be put on the table and allow us to take the proper benefits of this new technology. And one other thing, technology doesn't stop. So today we're worried about AI. Yesterday we were worried about social media. Before that, we were worried about nuclear weapons. Before that, we were worried about, giant ships, naval battleships going out there and conquering lands, if you will. Or before that, cannons, because you can shoot a projectile further than just, hand-to-hand combat, or guns. Before that, guns. So what makes you think that AI is the ultimate, right? So it's going to continue to morph, and we're going to have to step up. Up to this point, our technology was growing and evolving, but we were taking a back seat. We had our drink in our hand, we were sitting on the couch and couch surfing through technological evolution without having to, for us to quote unquote, go to the gym. We were just sitting there. But this time, we're going to have to become active, and we're going to have to learn to evolve. And does that mean it's bad? It isn't. It actually means that we will accelerate to the point where we will start sharing more resources around the planet. We will start curing diseases. We will figure out the proper way to go into space. Right now, we're in the process of trying to weaponize space. So does that help us? I don't know. But if we go out into and become multiplanetary, that also requisites that we have a positive understanding of each other and a healthy respect for human life form. So from the most mundane to the most aspirational, humanity will now evolve to the point of seeing each other as truly equal. This time, it's not just we the people, it is actually implementation of we the people. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Jayden. AI has been the talk of the town for the past 5 years. But now anyone with internet access can make use of it in daily life. That's the future we read books and watch movies about. Let's hope humanity comes up with an AI ethics code before AI goes out of control and the rise of the machines wipes us from the face of the earth. Moving on, please meet Pradeep, Goel, CEO of Solve.care. This company was established to revolutionize healthcare delivery, care coordination, and benefits administration around the globe. Pradeep will tell us how to build our own Web3 healthcare solution without knowledge of blockchain.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Synopsis Summit events. My name is Pradeep Goel. I'm the CEO of Solve.care, and I'm excited to be speaking to all of you who are here at the Synopsis Summit. We are very grateful for the opportunity to speak to all of you and to present. A lot of you are excited about and have heard about Web3, blockchain, zero knowledge, identity, DID, and many other technologies, and how much promise they represent to make our lives better. I'm going to talk to you specifically about what you can do today to apply these technologies in the real world to solve real problems in healthcare. So first, introduction. I'm Pradeep Goel. I'm the CEO of a company called Solve.care. And we are a healthcare platform. And our mission is to make it possible for patients and doctors and all other stakeholders to collaborate, communicate, and manage healthcare much more effectively. And most importantly, to give you and I, the patient and the patient's families, control over their healthcare. And we have built a platform that's truly global and open, and that allows both consumer and enterprise to design their own healthcare solutions. Something as simple as building a circle with your family to take care of mom, so we can all share in her healthcare needs and collaborate around her well-being, to being a big hospital system that wants to launch a more fair and equitable patient appointment system, or perhaps better prescription management, or hundreds of other potential use cases. Now, what we will talk about today is how is it possible for someone who doesn't know blockchain or Web3 technology to actually use this technology stack. So let's start with a simple scenario. Let's say that you live far from parents, which most of us do, and you get a call one afternoon that mom is not feeling well. And now you are in a position where you need to help her, but you are not there. And you suddenly realize that when mom gets sick, it's not just some simple phone call. You have to help her find a doctor. You have to talk to her insurance company. You have to get an appointment, manage the appointment, make sure mom takes the appointment, get her prescriptions filled, pay for the healthcare, and to schedule follow-ups and make sure that she's taking her medication on an ongoing basis. And that's just the beginning of this journey. So anytime we have to interact with the healthcare system, things get very complex very quickly. We have designed a paradigm, a building block, a decentralized app called Care Card. And a Care Card is something that will help everyone, whether it's the patient or the doctor, the pharmacy or the lab, specialty care provider or whoever, to interact with each other in a safe way. Think of it as a really, really, really powerful WhatsApp message, but it's not a random message. It's a structured message that can go from wallet to wallet. And it has all kinds of fundamental properties, such as cards can be linked together. They are built-in, cryptographically secured. Every card carries with it a certain breadcrumbs around consent as to who sent the card to whom and what they can do with it. And the cards can be made compliant with any healthcare regimen or regulation. Everything that happens between two wallets using a card is fully auditable. All cards can talk to each other, which creates a really powerful network of cards that are able to collaborate with each other. Cards can carry your identity or not, which means you can do zero-knowledge transactions because the cards are immutable. Their identity does not need to be exposed, and many other things. Now, as a non-techie, you may say, why do I care? And as a non-techie, I would say to you that the cards are designed to protect your data and your identity and give you the best access to care. But as a technologist, I'm telling you that between a network of cards or a deck of cards that are connected to each other, you can solve any healthcare problem. When people say to me or to our company, well, what do you really focus on? Our answer is we are focused on changing the plumbing of healthcare. We are focused on building a new computing primitive, similar to how web was invented. We are reinventing healthcare by bringing this core Lego block called Care Card, which is so powerful that when you connect them together, you can solve any issue. And what we're going to do today, in the next 5-7 minutes, is to show you how to build cards, sync them, and launch powerful network of cards and journeys that really can address the problem of a hospital or the problem of a country, and eventually the problem of the whole humanity in terms of how to access better healthcare. So basically the idea is, and the power of the card is that using cards, using a product called Care Labs, you can design cards, link them, and launch them on the platform, and they become available in your Care wallet. or in the doctor's care wallet. And now these cards can be exchanged and they can talk to each other. And you can have a card for appointment or prescription or referral or bill or payment or information about healthcare or reminders about your appointment or reminder to fill your prescription. Whatever you want to do, you can design a card and send that card to the other wallets, and the two of you can interact using the cards back and forth till the problem is addressed. And multiple people can collaborate around the same card, or multiple cards can be built to achieve collaboration among many, many people. So let's do this. Instead of talking, let's actually take a look how it works, okay? So the process is very simple. You sign up for Care Labs, you go and author a new care protocol, you design cards and you link them to the protocol, you deploy them in the wallet and you see them working in the wallet. And if you don't like it, you change it. And the whole process can be done in a day or 2 days. And to put things in perspective, when I was running other large healthcare organizations before coming to SolveCare and launching and building SolveCare platform, I was responsible for building very, very powerful and complex healthcare systems, be it for bill and payment, be it for determining who you are and whether you are eligible for certain healthcare benefits, be it for chronic care management, be it for transportation subsidies, all kinds of very complex systems. And I oversaw billions of dollars in IT expense, literally. And what I noticed is that over and over again, we are building very complex user-unfriendly technology stacks on IBM or Oracle or Deloitte or KPMG, Accenture, Cognizant, whoever. And these systems take hundreds of millions of dollars to build, years to build. And by the time they even come out of the gate, they're already obsolete because the world has moved on, the needs have changed, COVID has come and gone, and the system that you were starting to build in 2020, you might launch it in 2025, but it's already way obsolete. And yes, the original budget was 100 million, because you're already sitting at 300 million with change orders. This is how healthcare IT works. We waste $1 trillion a year in this kind of a madness. So this model that we are showing, and we have built, allows you to do what used to take a year in a week. And that's not an exaggeration. You can build very powerful networks in a week that in the traditional IT using Web2 methodology could take you a year. And instead of spending $3 million, you can do it for $30,000, sometimes $3,000, but nowhere close to the numbers that Web2 technology demands from you. And the process is fun. So the whole point of Web3 technology and blockchain applied to healthcare boils down to 3 sentences. You can do things that you could not do before. You can do things 10 times faster. You can do things 100 times cheaper. That's why it matters. So now let's take a look what it takes. You author a new protocol. This is an accelerated video of actually building a set of cards that are being built for the United States territory for certain roles, patient, doctor, provider. And you go into the lab, you choose different set of cards, you create their roles, you attach different objects to the card, iconography, tiles, and underneath the card is always a chain and an event ledger that allows you to connect all these cards into an immutable event ledger called the blockchain. And you can link the cards together into a journey. And the whole process, once you have learned how to use Care Labs, it could take you a day to build a journey. It could take you 2 days to build a journey. But what you are doing is you're leveraging the whole platform to literally build, let's say, an appointment card or a prescription card or a referral card. And you can link them to each other to create really, really powerful networks that different people can use to collaborate. So here, within about 5 minutes of actual activity, somebody built a quick care network, launched it. The network gets published into what is called the Care Labs environment, and it has been published. And now you have this network running in the wallet. And maybe it took you $1,000 worth of consulting time. Maybe you did it all by yourself. But what you just witnessed 6 years ago, before SolveCare was created, that would have been at least $100,000 journey between RFP, a request for proposal, vendor selection, vendor contracting, then requirement session, then design, then prototyping, then then UI, UX design, all that is done for you. You don't need to think about building a mobile app. You don't need to build any kind of a UI, UX framework. Everything is done. You literally choose the card and you choose the tiles you want to put on the card. You assemble the cards into links and you're done. And this is what it looks like. The card is built, it appears in your wallet, and you can use the card. For example, this card has been filled and sent to the doctor's wallet, and the doctor can now see this network, play with this network, respond to your request for appointment, and all this interaction between patient and doctor requires only two things on both sides: a phone in the hands of the patient and a phone in the hands of the wallet of the doctor. Now, the doctor could be replaced by an office manager or by a nurse. It doesn't matter. All of that is built to your requirements. So this whole notion that healthcare IT should be complex, it should require hugely expensive IT vendors, that you should need some tech stack that costs millions of dollars to build. You should have Amazon Web Services account. All of that is gone. And that's why what I used to write a check for a few years ago for $1 million with SolveCare platform, I would probably spend 1,000. Okay, if I'm a very inefficient company and I need to do a lot of things internally from an administrative point of view, I might spend $10,000, but there's no way I'm spending $1 million like I used to. And more importantly, I can do it, get it done in a week with my own team or any number of independent vendors and contractors and community that SolveCare has. And if I don't like it, I can have it changed within a day. Versus if I try to change an existing system at Blue Cross, it would be a multi-million-dollar, multi-year project that I would be betting my career on. So we have changed the world of healthcare upside down. And what this does not only lets you interact between two parties, we can interact with infinite number of parties. It's possible to create cards where when wallet A sends a card to wallet B and wallet B does something, wallet C is automatically notified. So for example, I can easily build a card where I send a card to my mom saying, how are you feeling today? And it's a thumbs up, thumbs down, okay? And she thumbs down me 3 days in a row. Automatically, I can configure the card to push a notification to her hospital or to her primary care physician or to a friend who lives nearby or a nurse or a care coordinator and say, mom's been feeling unwell for 3 days in a row. She's give me a thumbs down. I'm notifying you, we should probably bring her in for a checkup. And that would trigger wallet C sending mom an appointment card saying, we are available tomorrow at 9 a.m. Do you want to come in? She answers that question. I get notified that mom's accepted an appointment tomorrow at on the 9 a.m. And I can send her an Uber prepaid card saying the Uber will be at your doorstep at 8 a.m. and I've already paid for it. That kind of collaboration is impossible in the current world. I can say that flat out can be done. With Care Wallet, it's just a matter of all three having the Care Wallet, all of us, and just simply having this card ecosystem move between wallets. And we believe that there is not a healthcare ecosystem, a healthcare regulatory environment, healthcare data management environment, HIPAA or GDPR, patient paid, employer paid, insurance paid, government paid healthcare system that we cannot automate and improve within weeks. Now, the point of all this is that as cards move between wallets, everybody is in sync, but they are all compliant. The cards don't allow you to make mistakes. If certain things are not allowed, certain people cannot see each other's cards, that's all baked into the protocol. The protocol is the blockchain-based logic of the card, which means that when I interact with the card, I'm not interacting with blind logic. I can have anybody look at the card's logic on the chain to say, what are you going to do with my data? Who built this card? Why did they send it to me? What does the card do? Who authored it? Who's published it? Who sponsored it? What's the use of my data? All that is there. So independent parties can authorize and certify that there is nothing bad that can happen. And this is important. Because the card logic is public, nobody's going to get cheated. Nobody's going to get their data stolen. Nobody's going to get their identity stolen. And nobody can do things that are illegal, because if they do, the logic itself is in the blockchain, and the logic can be verified and certified by independent physicians or communities. And the logic being immutable, nobody can change the logic and spoof your email address and things like that. So it's secure, it's encrypted, and it's public. So the objective here being what? The objective being that you as a consumer should be able to rethink the way you interact with healthcare. You as a physician should be able to redesign the way you conduct your practice and the way you talk to your patients and the way you take care of them. As a hospital, you should be able to do a lot simpler admission, discharge, record management, compliance, care coordination. As an insurance company, I should be able to understand what my policyholders really need and provide them preemptive care so they don't get sick. As a government agency, I can take care of all the elderly people in my country, or all the diabetic, or all the really poor, or I can make sure all the pregnant women have proper nutrition. There is not a use case that we cannot address, because in the end, it boils down to simply designing the journey that delivers the best results. So in a nutshell, you can do anything. You can build appointment system, admission management, authorization and referrals, which is a fancy word for saying getting permission from the insurance company to go see the doctor. Coordinate care between primary care, secondary care, tertiary care, specialty care, case management when you have long-running disease episodes, and claims and bills from the doctor to the insurance company, and bills from the doctor to the patient, clinical trials and medical research, getting consent and getting rid of all the paper documents that you have. And you will be surprised or not surprised to hear that most healthcare institutions have still warehouses full of paper claim documents where all it says is Pradeep has agreed to get care from the doctor and he has signed his life away. Those things are still going on. All of that gets fixed with the card-based system. And there are many other use cases. And if you're from the healthcare space, these terms will make sense to you. If you're not from healthcare, just understand this. Healthcare is complex, but unnecessarily so. Healthcare is expensive, but unnecessarily so. And we have built a platform that will fundamentally change healthcare country by country, city by city, region by region, hospital by hospital, because what we are doing today is not good for us and definitely not good for our kids and our grandkids. You can lay out cards in very big journeys. You can stack cards together to make really powerful journeys. So when you spread out the stack, it looks like this. Here we are presenting some plans and showing the details, allowing them to choose their dependents and actually pay for the benefit right there. This is a very complex process that you can do in 4 cards. You can probably build a whole journey in probably 4 hours. And to build this in the Web2 world would be a monumental exercise. This is another card deck. Here we are allowing patients to choose doctors. These are just examples. Here is a card deck where the patient is getting a bill from the doctor and is sharing that cost with the family member to collect the funds to pay the bill. Here is a journey where as soon as a doctor sends an appointment, family member pay for the transportation because grandma doesn't have a car, and send a prepaid Uber health card and automatic booking of the ride. Hundreds of use cases. Only your imagination and your needs constrain you. That's all you need. In a nutshell, we want to enable every single person, parent or patient, grandmother or granddaughter, physician or big IDN, integrated delivery network, or a big hospital system, a citizen or government, to be able to approach healthcare differently. And that's why we call ourselves the platform that will redefine healthcare and bring the future forward. The company, in a nutshell, is a very innovative and very, it's globally spread out. So SolveCare has about 100 employees across the world. So we have offices and locations so that we are basically working round the clock. When US is sleeping, South Korea is working, and people in between all the time. We have a huge global community of very excited and engaged patients, doctors, developers. If you want to join us, please do. Find us on Telegram at SolveCare. And this slide is a little bit outdated. Now the Care Wallet is available in about 80 countries, and more countries are coming. So when you build a card, you can decide to publish it in one country or all countries in the world. So you can build regional cards, you can build global cards, and you can essentially decide which country can see which cards. So in a nutshell, we invite all of you to participate with us. The SolveCare team is very much a combination of technology and healthcare and government policy. You can look us up on the web at www.solve.care. We have a very competent board that guides us. people from US government, people from insurance, from healthcare in Canada, healthcare in the US. So SolveCare is not a blockchain project. We are a very serious organization that has used blockchain to revolutionize healthcare. With that said, I want to invite all of you to rethink healthcare the way it should be. You are no longer just a recipient of care. You are very much an active member of reimagining healthcare. And even if you don't want to build a card, you can certainly tell your doctor that they should be contracting with you using care cards. You can tell your employer that they should be managing employee benefits and wellness using care cards. You can tell your local representative or government representative that they should be redesigning the healthcare system to make it work better for you and your family using care cards. There is not a scenario that cannot be improved with this very innovative, highly secure transactional system called Care Platform built on care cards. I appreciate all of you taking the time. I very much appreciate you supporting the Synopsis Summit. And we welcome you to the SolveCare community. And please reach out to us if we can help you solve healthcare and improve healthcare in your life. Thank you very much.
I think it's important to build with Ledger because Ledger's got a huge market share when it comes to the hardware wallets out there.
During these days, we expect to clarify some of the requirements for some apps we are currently building.
This collaboration between Ledger and the 1inch helps to onboard people into Web3.
This is the second time we have opened our door to developers. Welcome to Jayden.
The purpose of the Ledger Developer Experience Days is really to help projects fast-track their integration.
Sometimes it's much faster to solve things that are unclear in real life.
When you meet people in person, it's always improved the communication forever.
There's so many fun people, so much cool stuff to talk about, cool things everywhere you look.
Thank you, Pradeep. The blockchain-powered future is here. We live in times of true innovation. Dear Synopsis viewers, we've come to the last speaker on today's agenda. Akram Milligy, developer support engineer of the leading self-custody solution developer, Ledger, will tell us about Ledger's open source integrations. Over to you, Akram.
So hi everyone. So I'm here to talk about the different integrations we provide at Ledger. Many of you maybe don't know, but most of our integrations are open source and doable by, let's say, external partners or developers. So I'm here to talk more about it and do a quick description of each type of integration we provide. So during this presentation, I will do a tour of the different integrations pathway we have and you can have with Ledger, why you should do it, and how to get started. So let's begin with the different integrations pathway with Ledger. We have the different integration we have and we provide. Let's say there is a different layer of integrations. Let's begin with the first one, the embedded app integrations. Let's say it's the first layer. These embedded app are built on top of the basic firmware layer on the Ledger hardware device. And basically, the embedded apps allows the users of these hardware wallets to handle the different protocols of the concerned blockchain. And this is doable by, let's say, any of you. You can build your own embedded app, and even if it's not submitted, you can also sideload it on your Ledger hardware device and play with it. So you can build it and play with it whenever you want. I will show you later on where you can find them. Second, let's say the second layer of integration. Let's dive to the blockchain support. We will go back to the connect your app section. Let's say we have, so as I said, we have the embedded app layer. On top of it, you have the blockchain integration layer that comes directly after. Why? Because to do a blockchain integration, you need the embedded app first. And what is a blockchain integration? What is the goal of a blockchain integration? It's to allow users, the Ledger hardware wallet users, to manage their tokens and coins directly through the companion app Ledger Live we have. And same thing as the embedded app, you can integrate it, submit it, and if it's validated, it will be working directly through our companion app. Other layer of integrations, the live apps. So what is a live app? It's basically it could be a DApp or a non-DApp. So it's an app directly embedded on Ledger Live, our companion app. It works with what we say a plugin, what we call a plugin. So what is a plugin? It's kind of embedded app, but it's let's say lighter and mainly here to provide security through clear signing, to allow users to clear sign, so to know what they are signing directly on their device. And same thing, the plugin, you can build it by your own and submit it with the app you would like to be integrated. So I talked about these three integrations. They could take time. Maybe you're only one developer. You're looking for something fast to do, something that could be quicker. There is a last, let's say, layer of integration. We call it connect your app. So what is connect your app? It's basically let's say if you have an application, a DApp, it lets you connect this DApp directly to Ledger hardware wallets. It works through the different connectivity capabilities of the Ledger hardware device. So you can choose USB or Bluetooth or both. And for a wide type of applications, it could be web application, desktop application, and mobile application. And depending on which application you're working on, you will have to choose. And this is a really fast forward, straightforward maybe, integration, as it's really fast. It's just, let's say, a matter of library you have to integrate, and it's really, it's faster than the others. So you may want to begin with this and see the others if you're interested. So I did a tour of the different integrations. So why you should do it? So depending on which purpose you're working on, with which type of actor you are, blockchain foundation, service, and dApps. If you work for an NFT collection, for example, or a software wallet, you might need different interests on the different integrations I specified earlier. So let's take the different type of actors, let's say, and see quickly what type of interest, which type of interest you can find by finding your own path. So, for example, if you do an embedded app integration, you will satisfy, for example, your community, increase security, secure treasury funds, for example. On the blockchain support side, you will be able to bring chain awareness to your blockchain, for example, and allow also multiple wallet possibilities to users, so they will be able to choose the wallet they feel comfortable with. And for the live app support, let's say, so as I said, so you have the embedded app, let's say, first layer, the blockchain integration that comes on top of it, second layer. But to do the live app integration, you will need the blockchain to be integrated first. So when you do one, it opens, let's say, doors to other possibilities. I talked about the connector app integration as it's really fast, and you can address the Ledger hardware user base to your service or app really quickly. So it's let's say the return on investment is let's say it's really good if you work on it. What else we can have? So as I said, for the on the wallet side, you will let users be able to easily connect with their device to your wallet and provide different wallet possibilities. And let's talk about NFTs. For NFTs, for example, either you will let the Ledger hardware user base be able to directly watch their NFTs on your platform with, let's say, the connector app option, or you can let them be able to watch directly their NFTs on their Ledger Live portfolio and accounts on the companion app directly. So depending on the goal you're looking for, you will find different possibilities and opportunities for you, and both for Ledger and for you, depending on what you're working on. So how to get started? Let's get back to the different layer of integration I described earlier. Let's begin with the first one, the embedded app integration. As I said, it's open source. So if you go to our Ledger HQ repo, you will find all the embedded app that are already in place, and embedded apps we support. All the code of this app are open source. You can clone it, play with it, do your own embedded app. If you want to submit it, then it will take a little time for us to review it, verify it, and give our final say. Or you can have your own embedded app side-loaded on a Ledger Nano S or Nano S Plus directly, and you will have your own app, and you can play with it. You don't need necessarily the final validation, but it will be on your own risk. But it's just to say that it's really open, and you can play as you want, let's say like that. For the connector app integration, as I said, it's really fast. It's just a matter of choosing the right transport library and the Ledger GS transport library you have. If needed, you could need to add a different Ledger GS dedicated apps library, and for some you will have to choose the right API and implement it into your app to be able to interact directly with the embedded app on the Ledger hardware device. For the blockchain integration, same thing. All the blockchain that we support are on our repo. You can have a look at it, clone it if you want, play with it, or do your own, code it and test it, and then submit it. Submit your own blockchain integration on our repo. And as I said, this layer comes after the embedded app, so you have to get at least your embedded app already developed to begin the blockchain integration. And the final one, the live app integration. So these one you might need to have at least an app to integrate, but on top of it, you will need to do to develop the plugin to let the users be able to clear sign directly and let Ledger users use their service or DApp directly on our companion app, Ledger Live. So that was the main description, and I wanted to do regarding the different integrations we provide. So we want to promote that our platform is open, that you can do all the different integrations I just described. You can do it. Of course, it's open, but we have the final say as we validate the PR. Because we want to prioritize our customer satisfaction and maintain, let's say, a degree of control and verification on what is done on our products. So this is why we have this final say. But we welcome everyone to contribute to our Ledger HQ repo. And our goal, as I said, is to enhance our platform, let it open, the more open we can, and then ensure that all the tools we provide are effective. And as I said, all these integrations are doable by you developers or external partners. So if you want to become a premium developer partner, please feel free to reach out to us. And I would like also to share with you some useful resources. The first one, the developer, we call it developer portal on developers.ledger.com. You will find on this platform all the needed tools to do the different integrations I specified and I described earlier. So all of the docs and tutorials are here. You will find them here. Second thing, we have a Discord server, our Ledger Discord server. You can, if you are, let's say, on doing an integration with something related to Ledger, you can feel free to come on this server and ask any questions. We will find someone from Ledger that will answer to you. Some developer integration journeys you can find on our blog, also on blog.ledger.com. And the final thing, the most important, our repo, you can find it on GitHub on Ledger HQ. And I think that was mainly it. Thank you very much for your attention. So I forgot to present myself at the beginning, but I'm Akram, working at Ledger as a developer support engineer. So I'm mainly here to help you guys develop on top of Ledger. So feel free to reach out to me or on our Discord server and ask the questions you need. Thank you very much.
I think it's important to build with Ledger because Ledger's got a huge market share when it comes to the hardware wallets out there.
During these days, we expect to clarify some of the requirements for some apps we are currently building.
This collaboration between Ledger and the OneInch helps to onboard people into Web3.
This is the second time we have opened our door to developers. Welcome to Liaison.
The purpose of the Ledger Developer Experience Days is really to help projects fast-track their integration.
Sometimes it's much faster to solve things that are unclear in real life.
When you meet people in person, it's always improved the communication forever.
There's so many fun people, so much cool stuff to talk about, cool things everywhere you look.
Thank you, Akram. Ledger does an amazing job. By the way, Ledger and many other reputable industry participants advocate self-custody. We would like to remind all Synopsis viewers to take it seriously and be your own bank. Because the world is getting crazier, you should only trust yourself when dealing with your assets. Dear viewers, day one of Synopsis 6 has come to an end. We've arranged 2 exciting panel discussions and presentations by insightful speakers for you tomorrow. We've also got a surprise for you after the summit ends. Dive into the digital economy with Synopsis. Join us tomorrow to know more. I'd like to thank all the viewers and amazing speakers for joining us today. You rock! Synopsis Edition 6 is an international Web3 summit devoted to all things digital economy and Web3, brought to you by the international social media and marketing agency Calibri. Sponsors of Synopsis 6 are Bitcoin.com, the leading cryptocurrency wallet, news, and education platform. Veracity, the advertising technology stack based on open ledger principles and the first patented ad tech protocol on the blockchain that prevents online ad fraud. Biconomy, the Canadian digital assets exchange trusted by millions of users across over 100 countries. Solve.care, the global healthcare blockchain platform for care coordination, administration, and payments. Jayden Network, a Web3 content monetization tool for websites and apps, bringing the ad-free internet. Millionaire, the simplest crypto exchange to buy and sell cryptocurrencies and the most reliable crypto exchange for beginners. Synopsis 6 gives a shout out to Moongate, the blockchain ticketing solution provider of our summit that made it possible for you to buy tickets to Synopsis on Avalanche blockchain. We would like to thank the SETA network ecosystem and the SETA drop platform, where Synopsis means exclusive NFTs. Partners of Synopsis 6 are the digital property rights developer and publisher Animoca Brands, the decentralized internet builders Tron, the self-custody solution provider Ledger, the top crypto derivatives and largest copy trading platform BitGet, a people's choice crypto exchange KuCoin, the on-chain fund platform Solve Protocol, the secure, private, sustainable, and affordable distributed cloud object storage, the first and largest Web3 decentralized computing network by individuals, Flux, the most scalable blockchain Everscale, and the world's leading emerging technologies company Bitfury. We appreciate the efforts of our special media partners who help Synopsis get noticed by the global audience. They are Being Crypto, Cointelegraph, News.bitcoin.com, KA News, U.Today, and Zex PR Wire. Thank you all for your attention, and I'm Alexander Skorik. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m. UTC.
I think it's important to build with Ledger because Ledger's got a huge market share when it comes to the hardware wallets out there.
During these days, we expect to clarify some of the requirements for some apps we are currently building.
This collaboration between Ledger and the 1inch helps to onboard people into Web3.
This is the second time we have opened our door to developers. Welcome to Jayden.
The purpose of the Ledger Developer Experience Days is really to help projects fast-track their integration.
Sometimes it's much faster to solve things that are unclear in real life.
When you meet people in person, it's always improved the communication forever.
There's so many fun people, so much cool stuff to talk about, cool things everywhere you look.